Hello and welcome to Build Up to Good Game Kickoff. 1 hour and 5 minutes away as Anderlecht take on West Ham United. And what could be a head-to-head, back-to-back group decider between the two teams this week and next Thursday. Now, because it's the Europa Conference League, it means the teams are out already. We'll get to them in just a second, as there is a probable formation change for West Ham this evening. Gonzo, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Yeah, particularly the head-to-head, back-to-back stuff. That sounds very interesting.
Anyway, let's get the West Ham team up for you immediately. Well, I should better get up on my phone as well, and if I'm going to read it all out. In goal is Alphonse Areola, and we believe West Ham are playing a back three tonight, which would be Ben Johnson, Craig Dawson, and Angelo Ogbonna, who captains the side this evening. Right wing back would be Vladimir Coufal with Emerson left wing back. Meanwhile, Downs partners Lanzini in the middle of midfield. Said Benrahma, Jared Bowen, and Michail Antonio complete the lineup as the front three, whether that's one attacking midfielder and two strikers or two players playing behind Antonio. We'll have to wait and see. But I believe it's a 3-4-3, Gonzo. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that's... I don't like that formation, as you know, but I do look at that, and I think actually that's how he gets Coufal, Johnson and Emerson probably into the lineup, isn't it? You know, by doing that, which is something he probably needed to give all of those three games. So, yeah, absolutely. I like it. I actually, do you know what? I'm not unhappy with that team. If we take the formation out of it, I think that's probably most of the players who needed to play are in there. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, you've not popped it up yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very strong bench as well.
It's weaker than I thought it would be. I'm surprised. Yeah, I was, I don't know, 90% sure Declan Rice was going to be playing tonight. You know, he did a press conference last night, and it doesn't always happen, but usually they tend to take in the player. You know, Martin Noble will get wheeled out for a lot of the press conferences in the Europa League last season for that purpose. So I don't know. I expected Kerr to be playing somewhere among that back line as well, just to keep it strong. So it's, I say weaker. It's rotated heavier than I expected, if you want. I expected Benrahma and Antonio, and you know, Lanzini's obviously in there, which fair enough. No finals would give you an indication of what he's planning on doing against Fulham on Sunday, which isn't good, but we'll deal with that tomorrow in the preview. Listen, there's no kids in there. This is an 11 players that are Premier League standard, or what we expect to be Premier League standard. I don't like the formation either. It does mean, though, that Emerson's in his best position. I think Benrahma and Bowen and Antonio are also in their best position. Could be outnumbered in midfield a little bit, given how Anderlecht tend to play with their 3-5-2 formation. Quite a slow back three with Ogbonna and Dawson in there, but you know, I'm happy enough with it. But the thing is, I was going to be happy with any formation and team lineup tonight, because we've got such a big squad now that it's almost impossible not to field a Premier League 11. But I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised Moyes has started with this team. I thought we would have started a bit stronger and looked to make substitutes rather than go with this. And I just hope we haven't underestimated Anderlecht. That's all.
Well, the only part that I'm concerned about, you're all right about the pace in the back line, of course, but the bit that I'm most worried about is central midfield. That's almost depends what Lanzini's going to turn up, but you're asking central midfield Lanzini to turn up, so I think we could be outmuscled there. Never mind outnumbered. I'm pleased Downs is playing, but it's sort of nice for him if he's playing alongside another central midfielder, you know, in that sense. Don't get me wrong, Lanzini is perfectly capable of playing well within this, but it's the midfield seems very makeshift. It would have looked a lot more solid with Downs alongside Rice or Downs alongside Souček. You probably wouldn't doing him a bit more of a favour, really. But yeah, I mean, I don't like this formation because there's no real number 10 role in there. So you know that if Lanzini's not going to be playing that, unless we've got it completely wrong, of course, and Emerson is playing left wing. But
I think I'd prefer that, by the way, for what it's worth. I think I'd be a bit more intrigued to see that and how it would work out if we played like a 4-2-3-1 or whatever, or 4-3-3 with Emerson out left wing. I feel bad. I feel like I'm almost being grumpy. I'm not that grumpy, but you know, last season I'm like, rotate this squad, and now I'm like, not that much. Moyes can't really win, can he? But no, you're right. Though it is important to get Downs in there, and Moyes would have felt like he needed to get Johnson, Coufal, and Ogbonna minutes. So he's probably put all them in and thought, well, I'm going to have to play three at the back, and now I'm going to have to get in the players that, like Lanzini and Benrahma, who could also do with some minutes under the belt. And the team almost picks itself after that, really. You're only deciding which centre-back to go alongside Ogbonna and who to play up front of Antonio and Scamacca, and who's going to play up there as well. And he's going with Jared Bowen. So, yeah, so it sort of half picks itself, I guess, when you look at it that way.
Yeah, I think so. And I just, when I look at the team there, I think is David Moyes. He can't have any excuses about fatigue for the Fulham game now because he's rested most of his big players there. He's probably playing Dawson back-to-back games there because he feels that Dawson's not played the first 6 or 7 games of the season anyway. So he's back to fitness now. It's probably more about getting Dawson up to speed, really. We know he can do everything. So, yeah, I understand why he's done it, fit and firing. Ahead of Fulham, but also he's alluded to the fact himself it's a very, very busy October. And so he's almost getting it in early. So, maybe he's going to rest early in the month and then finish with a flourish.
The bench for West Ham this evening contains one youngster for the Hammers, but the bench for West Ham is Lucas Fabianski as well as Dan Randolph. And in numerical order from myself, it's in positional order on your screen. Oh no, Charlie's going in numerical order too. We've got Creswell, Zuma, Scamacca, Fornals, Paqueta, Kerr, Souček, Coventry, Rice, and Ollie Scarles. Big occasion for the 16-year-old Gonzo.
Yeah, nice, isn't it? Nice for him to travel on the boat, train, plane, whatever. It was a plane, wasn't it? Nice for him to do that. I was
Declan Rice as well. He was sat next to Declan.
Nicking the crisps, all the stuff we said in the breakfast show as well. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm really pleased for him. Actually, I'm assuming he might have never been on a plane before. Never mind in European football. So I'm pleased for him on both aspects as well. It's just experience. It's the manager would have said to him, "Okay, yeah, you're unlikely to play, but I'm going to bring you along, and this is an experience of you going to a European game with the first team. This is what it's like." And I'm pretty sure that I've all made a fuss of him. I don't know that's happened. It may surprise you to believe this, but I was never an academy player at a top level football team, so I never got to experience this. But I would imagine that it's probably common practice within football that when a youngster makes his first sort of excursion with the squad, I would imagine everyone makes a fuss of him. It's a really big day out for him. Well, actually, just for him. It's not really for his family. I doubt the family's flown over because he won't get onto the pitch. But I think it's really good.
It might have done just in case. You'd have to, wouldn't you? Just in case. Even though it's a 1% chance, I think you'd still go.
Book flights to Belgium.
Yeah, well, he might get free tickets. Do you reckon he must qualify for free tickets?
Free tickets, but not free plane tickets.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think if I was his dad, master,
they could have made a space for him on that team plane in between Rice and Ollie.
Where the crisps were.
Yeah, there was 2 lunch boxes.
Put that in the thing above.
Get his old man in there.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Get Master Skulls in there. I don't know, mate. I think if he hadn't, I would agree. I think, and if he plays, fine. If he didn't play, and I'm his family, I'm his dad, and I've travelled to Belgium, I've probably missed some work. I think I'll probably take out of his pocket money.
Anyway, big occasion for the family, big occasion for Ollie as well. It's great to see them involved, even if he doesn't make it onto the pitch. Very unlikely he'll make it onto the pitch, but still, it doesn't really matter. Now, before we take a look at the Anderlecht team, this video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. How do we know Ollie was included in the matchday squad tonight before this team sheet came out? Because it was on the OneFootball app. The best place to keep up to date with all your latest West Ham United news. And if you don't support West Ham, don't worry, your team's on there. If you don't even support a team, I just assume everybody does. But if not, you can still follow the competitions, keep up to date with all the latest big news around the Premier League, but also the big news in the Europa Conference League as well. And best of all, the app is completely free to download. You can download that app by clicking the link in the description, which is underneath this video. It takes approximately 8 seconds from clicking on it to having it on your phone, getting off the app and getting back to this video. But if you're ever out and about, it's the best way to keep up to date with all this news. Just a quick whiz. There you go. Bish, bash, bosh. You're up to date. You could skip a whole day, get yourself into a good book, or maybe just concentrate at work for a day, and you're thinking, what's going on in the West Ham world? The OneFootball app has everything. Fantastic app, free for a football fan. Now, Anderlecht's team this evening, they will be playing with their 3-5-2 formation. As always, in goal for them is Van Kronberg. Their back three is De Bast, Hoyt, and Delcroix. Their right wing back is Murillo, and their left wing back is Amuzu. Their midfield trio tonight is Arnstad, Diwara, and Ashmaru. Up front is Fabio Silva on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Verscharen. We'll go with that one. There's your Anderlecht team tonight. Gonzo, your mate Vertonghen is on the bench.
He's not my mate.
Well, you're bigging him up in the preview.
I wasn't. I was talking about Verscharen in the preview. I really mentioned that Vertonghen plays.
I called him an OEP, and you said, yeah, but he's never relied on pace.
Well, that's true. That's not bigging him up. I'm just basically, that's slagging him off. I was saying he's always been slow, Geo. That's a slagging off, not a bigging up.
Yeah, he makes an excellent left back these days. Unfortunately, he's just left back on the bench. But yeah, so your one starting up front then, Verscharen. He's up front for Anderlecht. You see their danger man?
Very skillful player. Very, very skillful player. So I'd be very surprised if he does a Hans Vanaken and stays there. Well, no, he's at Bruges, but you know what I mean? Stays for years in the Belgium league. I think he's destined for bigger and better things. I'd imagine he'll play just behind, actually, to be honest with you. But we'll have to see.
Well, there's your Anderlecht team this evening. The bench for them in numerical order, for the sake of anybody watching that is wondering. We've got Van Verbergen and Kusemans on the bench, as well as Ndai, Raman, Rafalov, Vertonghen, Siddiqui, Stroikens, Sardella, Duranville, Esposito, and Stassin on the bench for the Belgian side tonight. Capiche?
I got it. Yeah, I like it. Good side.
Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to Bet365 and we're going to compile. Well, actually, we might use a different betting site tonight. I'll tell you one in a second. Yeah, I'm mixing it up. We're going to put a little £5 on the bet now. And if it wins, we're going to give one of you the money. But a massive thank you to Bobby, who's paid for that £5 bet.
Thank you, Bobby.
Bobby says some pennies for something to settle the nerves. Well, hopefully, Bobby, it's some pennies to win one of the people watching even more pennies. Right. I'm heading over to Paddy Power because they've got more players with shots on target available than Bet365 tonight. So, what are you fancying, Gonzo?
I think both teams score.
Okay, right. Let's put that in. Is there anyone you fancy to score for West Ham?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that?
I don't know. Now you ask. I got all stage fright. Got all nervous.
It's got to be Antonio or Bowen, I think. I think it's got to be one of those two.
Let's go. Who's got the best odds? About the same.
Well, Antonio's is obviously shorter because he's a striker. So Bowen.
Put Bowen in there then. Let's bump the money up.
Well, I'll tell you why I've gone to Paddy, because I'm doing one player to have a shot on target. I am putting in Emerson to have a shot on target because he's quite good odds. And left wing back, I'd like to think he'll get forward a little bit. And he's
Dawson's scoring.
Well, let's do Dawson to have a shot on target as well then. That'll bump the odds up.
That will.
Dawson's, that'll do. What's that then? 200 quid. Right, if this bet wins, one of you will win £200 cash. If both teams to score tonight, Jared Bowen has to score one of those goals, and Emerson and Craig Dawson have a shot on target. One of you lot will win 200 quid. How do I enter?
How do I enter?
Well, in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
He's on the bench. I don't know anything about him, but he's got a name that sounds like a different word, and that's all it really takes. So you have to put this phrase in, and it is Stassin the Assassin. Simple as that.
Stassin the Assassin. Pop that into the live chat.
It's a lot of S's in that phrase.
Yeah, pop that into the live chat. Hopefully one of you spell it correctly pretty quick, and then we can get it on. Leo's being funny because you did say he's on the bench first. There you go. Stassin the Assassin.
I did say that.
Stassin the Assassin. Put that in the live chat. You're entered. That bet wins when you win 200 quid. Right, Gonzo, you seen the teams? What are you thinking?
Yeah, as you say, a little bit weaker than we come to expect from boys, but I think you can make a case for every one of those players being included. Ogbonna, we know why he's there. Dawson, we've already alluded to that. Soufal needs a game because he's probably not going to play at the weekend. Johnson's missed a few, so he needs to get back up to speed, doesn't he? Emerson's missed a game at the weekend, and he came on as a sub. He has to play, really. And, Downs and Lanzini probably both. These are people that need game time, mate. And Ben Rama desperately needs to play. and he needs to have a really good performance. It doesn't matter. He could score 20 goals. He's still not starting against Fulham. But maybe just he needs to. Well, he for his. I don't know. I was going to say for his own benefit, he needs to have one. But actually, if Benrahma plays really well and then gets dropped against Fulham, it might not be to his benefit. It might be really miserable. I don't know. Antonio needs to put pressure on Scamacca. That's really good. The competition for places there, and Bowen being in there sort of makes sense to keep these resurgence going, if you like. And there's 5 substitutions, so Moyes can bring the changes and get some other people involved. And I don't think we're going to be in a situation where we're sort of 5 goals up, where he feels he can bring the young lad on or anything like that. But plenty of subs and rotate the squad.
Yeah, and he's shown in the Conference League so far he will make the changes as well. Made 3 subs at halftime in the previous game, so he was a bit ruthless in that game. But that's what you need him to do. And like you said, you can make a case for each individual player playing tonight because they need the game time. But I think you can make a counter argument, which is individually, yes, you can't really argue that Ogbonna needs minutes and Sufal and Johnson needs minutes. But I think collectively you can argue it's perhaps a bit too many players playing for the sake of minutes under the belt. I would have liked a slightly stronger team from us tonight, really. But saying that, I did say in the preview, I'm okay with a point tonight. Doesn't mean I would take a point now. No, it doesn't. They've come to the end of the game. We've got a point, providing we can get the 3 next week. I'm okay with that. And it does show, I think, how important Moyes thinks the Fulham game on Sunday is. And I don't think he's wrong, actually, because we could, in theory, win this one. But if we lose that one on Sunday, the pressure's cranked right back up on him. You almost forget about tonight's result. Likewise, if we only draw tonight but beat Fulham, you forget about tonight's result pretty quickly.
Yeah.
For good reasons, actually. And, he's just seen Cornet go off injured. He's had injuries to Ben Johnson, Craig Dawson. He's had a lot of the players have been injured already this season. So I can understand why he's perhaps been a little bit cautious and doesn't want to play certain players just in case they pick up an injury and stuff ahead of, like you said, a very congested October. Sure. And we're only at the start of it as well. It's only the second game of the month. Yeah. There's 7 more after this one in October. So I understand why he's picked what he's picked. I think it's the formation more than anything. I think sometimes we play like this and we play well, but usually it's sort of because we defend well and play counter-attacking football kind of thing, and that justifies it. But we've also played this formation and had a few stinkers at times. I'm hoping Emerson left wing back sort of rectifies that, because he is quite an aggressive attacker from that position, and he will get up that pitch and hopefully push Benrahma inside next to Antonio and Bowen. And we need a big performance from Sufal tonight, I think. He needs to buck his ideas up a little bit. Right, now, if you're watching live, it's time to get your thoughts in to the live chat. It can be about the West Ham team. It can be about the Anderlecht team. It can be about how you see the game going, any hopes or fears you've got. Not your score prediction, no score predictions. Like, just spam it in one go with those. But any thoughts you've got ahead of the game, let's be having them.
Before we discuss what Garino has said, I meant to say this in my video today. I completely forgot, but sometimes you just see a comment just tickles you, and it was actually on yesterday's video, and it was Glyn. If you can see Glyn there, he said, "I'll give a tenner." I don't think he means it. I'll give a tenner to anyone who calls the gaffer Moisey Woisey to his face in a press conference, and it just tickled me. Just the thought of everybody having a whip round and giving like a kitty to a journalist and saying, right, you got to say to him Moisey Woisey, and just see what happens in the press conference. So I don't know if it'll happen, but there's an offer, there's an open offer out there basically.
Garino thinks Emerson could be left wing in a 4-2-3-1. Do you think that could be the case?
I mentioned it earlier. I thought it's quite possible, but maybe Moyes saw enough. Maybe Moyes saw a little bit. I thought he looked okay when he came on in a more advanced position, Emerson. Maybe Moyes has looked at that and thought, I might try him out there just to give Benrahma an additional left winger to have to try and get past.
Leo thinks the wing backs will be crucial tonight, while Sean thinks he's happy that he's rotating the squad. Glad to see Flynn Downs get a game. Hopefully we have a good game from Lanzini. Yeah. Jackie says, holy cow, Downs is playing. Never thought I'd see the day. While Hammerhead Hardy says, wish we looked more attacking. I saw your comment earlier, by the way. I just don't want to click on it and I saw it. I'm not acknowledging your comment at the very start of the show. E20 zone, James is happy to see Flynn Downs back in the lineup. Garino says he hopes it's 4-2-3-1 because he doesn't want to see a back five. RJ reckons Downs will be the standout player, while Paul thinks we're looking lightweight in the middle of the park.
Paul's right.
I agree with Paul as well. While I also agree with Colm, who says Antonio will scare the bejesus out of them.
Yes, he will. He will. Scary.
John hopes that Lanzini and Downs are men of the match. No, you don't get two. You only get
if someone rocks up with 2 bottles of bubbly, they do the bubbly anymore.
No, they don't even call it man of the match anymore. It's player of the match, and it's a little trophy.
It's a trophy?
I don't know. I think so. I think it's a little trophy they get these days.
Do you know what? I think I prefer a trophy to champagne. I don't like champagne.
I think I prefer the bubbly.
I never have anything to celebrate, but and it's a bit so it makes my nose fizzy. Trophies are better. I've got too many, to be fair. Trophies in the lounge. I've
got a yes or no answer question for you because A, I know your answer, and B, you've told us this 100 times, but just to answer James's question, can Downs earn a spot in the lineup against Fulham tonight?
No.
Adam says only change I would have done is to swap Lanzini for Rice, and Richard says, can we talk about Gonzo's jumper? Could do with a touch of claret.
I think that might look odd. I think you either go with the full claret jumper or the blue jumper. I think
likes it.
Sorry? Dan is a man of taste and class and sophistication. Anyway, look, it blends lovely with the chair, don't you think? It ties the room together really nicely, this jumper. If you know what I'm talking about, you know.
Stephen says not enough respect shown to Anderlecht for that lineup. Hopefully, if it backfires on Moisey, he will react quickly to strengthen from the bench. Scott would have liked to have seen a bit more Rice and Downs playing together in midfield. Dylan, thank you very much for the 20 Aussie dollars. He says, keep up the good work, fellas. Come on, you irons. We'll do our best. That's all we can promise, Dylan. Hughes says, you heard it here first. Flynn to score. I mean, yes, you're correct. That is the first place I've heard somebody.
He really did. Yeah. Nice one.
I like a genuine you heard it. I don't like the one that say, you heard it here first. Antonio's going to score. I'm going to win. Well, you're probably not the first one to say that, to be honest with you. We've literally, you picked Bowen in the end. But yeah, that is a genuine one. Phil says, wasn't expecting Johnson and Emerson on the left. I mean, that's an interesting comment. Do you reckon Johnson will be left centre back, so Bonner's in the middle, and then Dawson's on the right? I think so. Or do you think Dawson will be on the right, Dawson middle, and Ogbo on the left?
Oh,
I hope it's Johnson on the left.
Johnson on the right, Dawson in the middle, Ogbo on the left.
I think what you're doing there, though, I think you're not hanging Ogbon out to dry, but I think you might expose his lack of pay. I think Ogbonna's got to be in the middle for me. So, Josh says Sky is showing information as 4-3-3 with Emerson in the midfield with Downs and Manu. I mean, it's possible, but I remember seeing a BT thing. You know, BT are the worst for this. Quite often I watch even Premier League games where you're watching it and they bring up the team. You think, who's done the graphic for this? It's just, it's wrong. You're watching it thinking, what on earth's that? It's not right. Like, why have you got him playing up there kind of thing? And I think this is a bit of that, Josh, I'm afraid. And it's not just Sky, by the way. It's the Conference League app, the BBC app, even the West Ham app have got it as 4-3-3. But as I always say, the people in the West Ham media team probably don't know the formation we're playing.
No, and why should David Moyes tell anybody? You know, David Moyes can't be briefing Sky and everyone like that.
And Jackie's looking forward to what ratings we're going to disagree about later.
Tomorrow. We won't disagree today.
I know one player will disagree, but that's Emerson, because Gonzo dislikes him.
I don't. You are a cheeky bugger. I don't dislike. Yeah, I don't dislike him. I can't even believe you. You know, you're reeling me in already. I don't dislike him. Okay, let's get that right.
I remember when we played that European game a couple of weeks ago, you marked Emerson down because he wasn't tracking back. And then you marked Keller up for not tracking back at the weekend. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't mark. Excellent. Oh, I love it. Brilliant. I'll tell you, we're going to have some feistiness on the player ratings. I'm going to leave it there. I'll tell you that.
Player ratings tomorrow should be interesting. Ralph says Moisty is going defensive again. It's going to be a bit hoofball.
I just want everyone to call him a nickname. Because it annoys him. I just want everyone to call him a nickname constantly, all the time, forever. It's just no one ever, from henceforth, no one ever calls him David Moyes anymore. Whatever permutation it is, I like it.
Michael says, I think it'll be hard for Downs to shine with Lanzini next to him. Half a man as a defensive midfield partner. Jonathan says, 5 at the back. We're not playing City Moyes. Oh, he's called him Moyes. He's stuck to
the Moyes stuff.
I think it's because it's criticism. It's more authoritative.
Yes,
isn't it?
You could. Yeah, use when you're telling him off. Use the word Moyes. Yes, I like it.
Yeah. Pitam is saying it's a lovely jumper. Add a subtle crossed hammers and it'll double the value of it.
It might. Thank you. I'll get my needle and thread out.
James is asking, is this the first real test for us in the Conference League this year?
Yeah, I think so. I've not been swayed or fooled by their league position. They're a technically good team, and they pass the ball well, and they've got some pace in the team as well, which, funny enough, we don't. So, they can play. You're more than capable of playing really well today, Anderlecht.
Lewis says Paqueta should be in the team to get his confidence going. We know what Lanzini can do, and the answer is not that much usually. Lanzini goes missing far too many games. I think that's why he's playing, though, to try and get Lanzini going. Femmer says he thinks myself likes the Christmas jumper too much, so he will not let them go. It's actually quite nice, actually. I will be wearing the Christmas jumper on Christmas Day, I'll have you know. It's the first Christmas jumper I've ever owned. For those that are watching, it should be pinned to the live chat. You can pre-order our Christmas jumper.
It's our Hammers Chat Christmas jumper is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's our Hammers Chat Christmas jumper. You can pre-order it until towards the end of October. We haven't got a definitive date yet. It could be adjusted. If you pre-order it, you'll save $5, and you also guarantee it. And then basically at the end of the date, we'll put in our massive order. Well, I say massive. We'll put in the order to the manufacturers, get all the jumpers made, get them in, and then post them out to you. So they'll be with you by the end of November, probably. So you have them for the whole December. But if you want your Christmas jumper, look at the very top of the live chat. It should be there to click it. And you can go up.
Just to add to that, children, when he says the manufacturer, what he means is the little elves. Father Christmas, his little elves going to be knitting the jumpers individually. We need to give him plenty of time to get them down from the North Pole.
Who get paid the recommended living wage, by the way?
Minimum wage. Hey, they got to learn, these elves. They got to learn, mate. Little pointy-eared. Anyway.
Greg says, really disappointing to see Finals on the bench. Full well knowing he will start on Sunday over Ben Rama or Emerson. And he praised himself and yourself, which is very kind, Greg. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. Very nice, mate.
Dylan wants to see an Antonio hat trick. It's been a while.
Would be nice, wouldn't it? Would be nice.
Johnny hopes he hasn't set Downs up for a fall, as he's not going to get much help in that midfield.
I agree with these comments.
The Hammer Boy also agrees that Sky cannot do graphics for the team. And Dylan says it's a 5-2-2-1. I mean, if you want to be... This is actually funny. Gonzo almost came up with this formation on the preview a few weeks ago and got confused with his 3-2-2-2-1.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't have the goalkeeper either. It's hard, and quite frankly, it's just hard to count to 10.
Sean would like to see Downs and Finals at some point in the middle. Hey there, it's Jake says, has anyone else noticed a terrible Photoshop attempts by Sky for players they haven't done pictures of yet? No, but if you've got any, take a picture and send it to us, please. I do like those ones. I like it when they... Did you see not long ago, the club had the long sleeve... When the home shirt first came out, the club had forgot to do photographs of the long sleeve version. So they literally photoshopped the long sleeves on.
Why not just have the short sleeves on it? Who cares? We don't care whether the players
to buy the long sleeve on the actual store to buy it.
Oh, really?
Buy the long sleeve version. There was no player in a long sleeve shirt because they don't wear them anymore, do they? They wear short sleeves with the body armor.
Of course they do.
The long sleeves. Yeah. Yarmolenko would wear one. I'm trying to think if anyone else does. Yarmolenko certainly wore a long sleeve. But now it's the body armor and stuff. But yeah, so they basically photoshopped the rest of the sleeve onto Finals. It was so bad. It was really, really bad. But
I would like to see that.
Yeah. Anyway, right, let's see what the rest of you are saying. Lewis says, I hope that Moisey doesn't think he earns the right to go defensive again each time he gets to win.
Maisie. I like it.
Response says, as you say, Geo, make the opposition think when the team sheet comes out. That's not what I say. That's what he says.
I say. Don't give him a credit wherever he is. Don't give him the credit for that.
I don't want to be credited with that. Thank you very much.
It's the genius. It's one of the cornerstones of Hammer's chat. That's saying.
Yeah, Moise, what you good at? Well, when I release my team sheet, the opposition have got something to think about. Well,
yeah,
that'll secure my
I
top
wish he'd
job
do
in the
it.
future. Well, to be fair, he did. Were you expecting that team tonight?
No, I mean, think about fear and adjust their tactics. That's really what I want them to do.
Michael says Moyes would be happy, or Moiso would be happy with the draw. I'm not feeling optimistic. He should be trying to but wrap it up in the next 2 games. I think 4 points does that to Michael. I think 4 points does all but wrap it up because it goes to head. If us and Anderlecht finish on even points, we could do with a draw in the other game essentially when FCSB take on Silkeborg tonight. If there's a draw in that one, that would really help us. Or one team wins tonight and the other team wins next week. That would help us out as well. Thomas, you can order it wherever you're from. It's quite expensive to get it sent abroad, though.
Unless you live in the North Pole.
Unless you live in the North Pole, of course. But you can check it out on the website. But we'll send it worldwide if you want. But it's just be a bit pricey to send it abroad. The West Ham Faithful says that he will be ordering a Kimber jumper. Thank you very much. Have a look. We've worked hard on it. I say we. I didn't do anything. The people that designed it,
Elves,
Tom, Rebecca, Charlie, and that they worked hard on it. So we've got
it. You know what we should do around Christmas? We should do a phone only with people that have got the jumper, and everyone appears the whole show. Do like what I mean, like a phone in a Christmas jumper.
Like on Christmas Eve or something. We all just jump on and have an alcoholic drink with our Christmas jumpers on. Just chat. I'll get
the green screen down. We'll do snow. We'll do that. It'll be lovely.
That's way too festive for me. I think I'll sit that one out. Thank you. Yeah. I think I don't know where I'm doing Christmas Eve. I might be traveling down from Scotland or Christmas Eve. I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be doing a video on Christmas Day. I always do a video on Christmas Day, so I'll still be doing the. I'll still be doing that. Darren, we'll sort that. It should have sorted Guernsey out. I think I've managed to sort a lot of the Guernsey postcodes, but not all. Check it out. Put the postcode in. If it tries to charge you stupid money, just leave it. Get in touch with me. You know how, and we'll sort it out. But we're changing our packaging and postage very soon. So, hello again. Christmas tradition. Logging into Hammer's chat on Christmas Day. I'm sat here having a chit chat with everybody on Christmas Day for an hour, doing a couple of giveaways for people that don't like Christmas.
Generally, Christmas gifts for people that don't like Christmas.
Chris is asking if we're father and son.
Yeah, no, that's a bit cruel on Geo. To be fair, he's not quite my dad.
Anyway, back to football. Michael said he's happy with the team. Would be happy if Downton were covered, maybe with finals. Martin's asking if where's the best place to park on Sunday.
Where are you going?
West.
Sorry,
Martin. Sorry, you come here with a genuine question, just looking for a bit of advice, and you got that numpty with his claretless jumper on.
Okay, I'll tell you, Martin. I'll tell you what. There's a really good. Depends where you're driving in from. West India Quay. Really good car park there. Jump on the monorail and go into it's just the easiest way in basically for parking, and you get out really quickly as well.
Jake's asking, do you think we'll see Scamacca and Antonio at the same time today?
I'm not even. No, I don't even think there are 2 players. You never see them together. I think they're just one of them gets like Superman and Clark Kent.
I'm not sure I want to though. I think there's a time and a place for it. I mean, obviously we're losing today. Then I'd like to see both of them up front, but. Do you know, when we were playing Wolves, someone said, when Antonio's coming on, I hope to see him and Scamacca up front against Wolves. I thought, well, I didn't. We were 2-0 up. I wanted to see Antonio come on for Scamacca. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to not concede a goal kind of thing. So, I think, like I said, I think there's a time and a place for it. And I guess what Jake would argue is that now's a good time to try. We're 2 goals up, actually put them both up front and let's have a little look at it kind of thing. But no, I'm not too. I don't think we'll see it unless we're losing. Even then, I'm not 100% sure we will see it. And if we do, I don't think it'll be 2 strikers. I think it'll be Scamacca and Antonio out on the wing like we saw against Brighton when it was just completely...
I like the fact you gave your opinion, then gave Jake's counter argument on behalf of him. I thought that was good.
Yeah, just what you get here at Hammers Chat. You get everything. Tattoo Dal says, let's get behind the lads, whatever the formation team choice. Plenty of time after the game to slaughter them if it goes wrong. Yeah, but we've got to say, I told you so, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We can't say that.
And we have really been slaughtering everybody in this video. It's been like an abattoir.
You were insulting Fabianski at the weekend, you.
Hey. It's very nice.
Ollie is Ollie Scarles, who's on the bench, is traditionally a defensive midfielder, although can play in a variety of positions, left-footed as well, which is different, I guess.
Which means he's not right-footed.
It does mean he's not right-footed. Right, let's see what you're all saying.
If people are wondering why everyone's writing Stassin the Assassin, that is what you have to type into the live chat to qualify for entry into our match bet competition.
What's that bet, Gonzo? What's the bet?
Oh, that bet is both teams to score. It's Jared Bowen to score.
Two more things.
Emerson's having a shot on target, as is Virgil van Dawson.
Correct. That's it. So if both teams score and Bowen gets one of them, and then Dawson and Emerson have a shot on target, one of you will win £200. In the live chat, you put Stassin Assassin, then you'll get in. Now it's the time to spam the chat with your score predictions, though. So at home, let me know what your score prediction is. Get into the live chat, please. We'll take a little look and see what you're saying. While you're all here, please do drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat. We're here right the way through to the final whistle, and then I'll be live straight after with a review of the game as well. Gonzo, you said 3-1, just like Dylan did. You said 3-1 in the preview. What are you saying now?
Yeah, I'm saying 3-1 as well. I think that seems about right. I'd just like to say before Charlie comes and joins us, he's in the green room at the moment. I don't know if you can see what I can see in the corner. He looks like he's got his Christmas lights up already, and behind him it almost looks like there's a fire. It's like this. Do you know what I mean? It's like a fire.
It's like a mood lamp.
Oh my goodness! It's so anyway. That's a treat. We're not going. I'm not. That's a bit of a spoiler. You got all that to come in a minute. Point two. There's lots of 2-0.
Right. I said 2-0 in the preview, and I'm going to stick with 2-0 as well. I think when I've seen the team, it's made me more confident of a clean sheet. Actually, I think I'll take any victory tonight. It's sort of competition, so it's sort of like as long as we get the win, I'm happy kind of thing. But I think 2-0 is what I said in the preview. I'm going to stick with 2-0 as well. Would have liked a stronger starting 11, but at the end of the day, this is the type of team I would have liked to finish the game with to some extent, i.e. Rice starts, he comes off, and Lanzini goes on or whatever. So it is what it is. And like you say, you can make an argument for everybody that's playing tonight needs game time. So anyway, I'm going to stop clicking on all the things. I find it difficult to speak and click at the same time. Just want to say thank you to Entail Nerd, who Entertain Nerd says, I do feel that we deserve to be fickle. It's Moyes. Thank you for the 179. Oh, we are fickle. The only difference is myself and Gonzo admit it. We don't mind admitting we're a little bit fickle. And thank you to Fermer. He said 4-1, but he recommends our Patreon. Comes highly recommended, quality content. I'm going to quickly plug the Patreon, then we'll get Charlie in from the green room, and you can see his Christmas lights and his glowing fire that he's got in the background. But our Patreon is patreon.com/Hammers Chat, where tomorrow we will be live with our player ratings. It'll cost you £3.60 per month at the supporters tier, which gets you the Patreon podcast, Hammerlytics, which is our once a week podcast as well as the player rating series. Over on Patreon in October, we will have at least 31 videos in 31 days from the 1st of October, though not from today onwards. So there's still 26 videos left for your viewing pleasure, and you can support the channel. It keeps us going. It means you get one video on this channel, one video on the forum channel as well every single day. So in theory, on average, in October, for Patreon and YouTube, you're going to get 3 videos a day on Hammer's Chat. That's a lot of content. But a massive thank you to everybody that supported us. And if you fancy checking it out, go to patreon.com/Hammer's Chat. Link is in the description. And Charlie Walsh, how are you doing? Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Charlie, do that thing where me and Gonzo go away, but our audio's still there and you're taking up the screen. There you go. Look at that.
Thank you. Thank you. And more importantly, look at that. Yes. Do you know what it was, right?
He's running a 2-camera system.
I'll be honest with you, I've got more than that. I got a bunch of new lights and stuff, and I hadn't set them up until about 5 minutes ago. So once I'd finished clicking on the lineups, I put the kettle on and started just setting them up. So I don't even know what they look like until now. I just wanted to see what they look like. I thought, what better way to try it than to put it actually on? So yeah. Hello.
Have you got an Elgato Stream Deck?
I have not got a Stream Deck, although I was looking at one, but I think that bit's going to have to wait.
Yeah.
That bit's going to have to wait. I just do it manually by clicking buttons. Do you know what I mean? Big button clicker over here, you know?
I get jealous when I tune into a streaming video of a other YouTuber and he's just chilling, just pushing buttons and things are happening on the screen. I'm like, he doesn't have to click much around. We have to go up and down the sides looking for the thing we want to and blah, blah, blah. He's just chilling with his already organised buttons there.
Yeah.
Show off.
It is showing off.
I don't know if I mean, Geo, I know you do sometimes. I don't know if you do, Gonzo, if you watch James Alcott. And when
that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I'll just say it openly. It's when he's and he even has like the zoom like set up on one of the buttons as well. So he'll just be talking and doing a one take video and then just pressing the button to zoom into his face and everything. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful setup. I'm very jealous of it.
Do you think he's got a Stream Deck?
I know he used to use his keyboard because I used to watch his.
He does have one.
Smart keys. Smart keys. That's what they call it.
I think he just key bindings, but
yeah, he just sits there all relaxed, and then he doesn't even look at his buttons anymore. He's just looking at the camera, and you can see his arm move, and something happens, and you're like, "Oh, I'm jealous now." So, anyway,
I'm doing it. I'm relaxed and doing exactly the same thing.
Gonzo's found the buttons.
Anyway, right. It's time for myself and Gonzo to disappear, but don't worry, Charlie's with you until the full time. I'll be back at half time, and I'll be back at full time as well. But Charlie, all yours.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. And thank you, everyone, for joining. How are we all? Well, it was Stream Deck, not Steam Deck. Although I'm very jealous everyone has a Steam Deck as well. I can't lie to you. I want one of them as well. How are we all? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Welcome. It's the Europa Conference League, which means I'm very excited because European football is just a hype time for me, okay? I get very excited about it every single time. I know I do. I know people are like, Charlie, you need to calm down about this European football. Like, I just get hyped about seeing us in a different setting, okay? And that's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to do. So what we're going to start off with is going through the... hello, everyone. Hello. How are you? How are you? Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Mulch. I'm very excited. It is on BT Sport 2 in the UK, per time. But we'll start off by going through the lineups today. Let me move this across to here because I had it in a different location because I had to do something. I'm not telling you because it's not interesting. There we go. Lineups today. West Ham start as such. Areola starts in goal with Soufal, Johnson, Ogbonna, Dawson and Emerson in defence. Now, is that going to be a 5 at the back, or is it going to be a 4 at the back, a sort of 4-2-3-1 with Emerson playing on the wing like he did when he came off the bench at the weekend? I don't know. But that's the defenders we've got on. We then have Lanzini and Downs probably in a double pivot with Bowen, Benrahma and Antonio up top. Knowing that, let me know your confidence levels on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result today? We'll go through the bench in a minute because there's one very notable person on the bench, which I'm excited to talk about, even though I know nothing about him. And then, of course, we will go through the Anderlecht lineup, which I'm excited to talk about, even though I don't know anything about any of them either. Well, I know a couple of them. But yeah. Rocking the G's. Thank you. Yes. I should have got a white t-shirt on and just gone for the full, committed to the full thing, Stephen. Committing to the full thing, except I didn't do that, did I? Disgraceful from me. I should have. The name is already on a trophy. You love to see it, Scott. You love to see it. I get so waffled on. I like, listen, waffles every time are good. I'm assuming that's what you mean, because waffles every time are good. Good to see you, Leon. Nice lighting setup. Thank you. It's temporary. It will exist like this for today, and then the next time we'll be able to do bits and pieces with it. Danny looks so festive. I'm a fan. Do you know what I mean? This wasn't even something I was going to do, right? And then as I was setting up the other lights, my girlfriend was like, "Oh, I should get the other lights from the other room, and we should put them somewhere." I was like, "Yeah, all right." And then that's where we put them. And so now Danny, he's bringing the festive vibes. Let's look at some of these confidence levels. Logan, An excellent Two Spanners, One Hammer guest from the Patreon exclusive podcast this week. Two Spanners, One Hammer. Check it out. Link in the description below. Patreon.com/chat. 7. 69 out of a 10. Massive. Let's go, Dan. Let's go, Dan. No messing about today. That's what you love to see. 8, 8, 8. 9, 7.5, 3-0 win. We love to see that. We'll be getting deep into the scores at some point soon. Steve, good to see you. Hope Rhodes is treating you well. 4 at the back. Emerson, left mid, 2-0 Irons. It's kind of what I'm hoping for as well. But I hope you're having a good time, Steve. I'm getting mad hiccups right now. I apologise. I think we'll concede first, but bring it back to 2-1. Well, I'll take that, Jake. I'll be honest with you. I'll take that. If we get a win today, that's what matters to me. Cup football, win above all. Win above all. X had changed formation, which would suggest back 3-5. Yeah, okay, fair enough, Woody. Fair enough. I've been completely out of the loop on everything, so makes sense. That would suggest a 3-5. 5, Common New Irons. I'm a 4 out of 10 confident. A wobbly 6, but Lemus is coming through with a strong 20. 7 out of 10 confident. 10 out of 10 win. You love to see it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a meme. I can't click it because I'll be honest with you, copyright might get us. But at the same time, he looks like he's having a grand old time. Jake's come through with an 8. We'll take that. As in Belgium. Oh, yes. Now I'm definitely heavily involved. Max is coming through with an 8. Perfect spot for Dan. He's just a beautiful, wonderful man. She is. It's annoying, if anything, if we're honest about it. 8 out of 10, Arthur. Hi, Charlie. Good to see you, Archie. How are you, my friend? I hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. Let's have a look at the bench while we're here. Bench is, and this is when it gets exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Fabianski, Randolph, double goalkeepers. You love to see it, although they've gone for double keepers as well. Kera, Zuma, Rice, Coventry. Nice to see. Souček, Fornals, Paqueta, Skamaka, Cresswell, and then Skulls. Do I know a single thing about our number 68? I don't know anything about him. Don't know his first name. Don't know what position he plays. I know nothing. And I'm very excited. Will he get on? Almost certainly no. Almost certainly no. I think the chances of him getting game time today are incredibly low. But I'll be honest with you, it's just very exciting to see him. For me, at least, as well. It's just very exciting to see him. The Anderlecht lineup, I will give it a shot. It's Van Krombroek, who's the goalkeeper. De Bast, Hodiv, and Delcroix in a back 3. They play a 3-5-2. Hoydit, I've never known how to pronounce his name properly. Of course, he used to play for Southampton. Morello, who we should know. I can't remember. I think he used to play in Italy somewhere. And then Amuzu on the left wing back slot, I believe. Diawara, Ashimiru, and Arnstad in central midfield. And then the front 2 of Verschen and Silva, who of course is on loan from Wolves on the thumbnail and apparently been doing very good so far this season. So that's something to keep an eye on. Yeah, I did not know what that was. It was someone's reply on the tweets. That's what it was. And I don't know what it was, and I was scared to click on it for obvious reasons, because imagine just clicking on something randomly on Twitter on a live stream like that. But still, my G. If you lot ain't subscribed, by the way, to E20 Zone TV, that's James Fever. If you haven't heard, then you need to be getting on there, bruv. You need to be getting on there. Man's doing bits. And then if you need to look at the Anderlecht lineup, the Anderlecht bench, even, it's these boys. Now, one's to note from that. Obviously, you have Jan Vertonghen. He moved there in the summer. Some mild controversy around that move, but he is on the bench. There's a bunch of other players I don't know. And then Espacito, who I've been singing Espacito the entire time I've seen it. So there you go. Those are the 2 lineups. That's the way we're setting up today. Again, all very exciting. A, because it's Europe, and B, because it's just a random youth player involved. And I'm very excited about that fact. I did see a position. He's a midfielder. Okay. I want to see Rice return to centre-back for the banter. I would back it, Jake. I can't act like I wouldn't. Except for Downs and Benny starts. That's very true. I had felt like that Ben Rama was hard done by to not start the game at the weekend. It's not like I didn't enjoy the lineup. I liked the lineup, but I felt like changing system and actually doing some changes in personnel. It felt harsh that Ben Rama was not included, given how well he's done this season. And so for him to get to start today would be good. I mean, again, if we are playing that 3-5 at the back system, you would expect Ben Rama to probably... I would expect it probably to be a 3-4-3, although you could see a scenario in which it's a 3-4-1-2 type thing, with Ben Rama being a sort of central attacking midfielder, and you sort of have Bowen and Antonio just ahead of him. We'll see how that ends up playing out, but we could see either formation. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. So always, bro. Always. Tough game today, but could see Flynn Downs in the team. Yeah, that's also very exciting. It's also very exciting to see Flynn Downs in the team, to be honest with you. Obviously, something I've wanted to see. He's played really well in Europe before, and I think we all just want to see him play. In fact, that's what that weird video was a reply to. Was just it's being excited that Downs is 3. I can see it on my screen now. Do you think we could have 2 face cams, one for Charlie, one for Danny? Dylan, you read in my mind, my friend, is what I'll say to you. Have I set it up? No, I haven't set it up. Will I set it up? At some point, that is the thing. I'm obviously starting a new setup going on at the moment. If my girlfriend's in the chat, she'll be sick to death of the fact that I'm saying that I will eventually get some shelves and some stuff going on in this room. And one of the things I wanted to do was have a face cam specifically for Danny. For now, we'll have to just deal with the separate Zoom. But at some point, that is something we want to be doing. Oh, yes, my Stu. How are you, sir? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a grand old time, my friend. Hope you're well. Again, if you haven't, I'm subscribed to the Disabled Team as well. Great Leeds content. Also does good general football content about just the Premier League in general. Lots of stuff that I would highly recommend over on the Disabled Team. So if you haven't, go check it out. Now, I've seen some of you talking about, for example, where to watch the game. It is, of course, live on BT Sport 2 tonight, which is very exciting for us all. However, if you're unable to watch that in the UK like I can legally, I'm not in North Carolina today, hence the setup. I'm at home. Or you're in a different place where they're not showing the match, then I would recommend going over to our Discord. If you scroll down, link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Completely free to join. Lovely Hammers chat, West Ham community, but fans of all clubs are welcome. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, and you will find what you're looking for, usually just before kickoff, just after kickoff, depending on the mods being able to find links. So Zackers, you're looking for a link, my friend. There will be one soon in there. Although, of course, Footy Pass does exist. It's A-Top Lad, Jake. My Twitter handle, if anyone wants to follow me like an idiot, is twitter.com/A-Top Lad. A-Top Lad. It's the only place I've been not in the UK in many years. So, why not? You know what I mean? Bit of red light district. I'm not against it, James. I'm not against it. Look, my lower and call me Leroy. How are you, Madman? I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a grand old time. To celebrate the entrance of Madman, let's go for Sub Bingo, shall we? Sub Bingo is, of course, the game where we predict where David Moyes will make his first substitution. You don't have to say who the player will be, although I will bring the bench up just in case you want a little bit of sauce on there. However, we're only looking for minutes. Again, at some point, I'm planning on figuring out a way to track this. For now, honestly, it's just going to have to be what it's going to have to be. So let me know when you think David Moyes will make his first substitution. And will it be Skulls? It won't be Skulls. It won't be Skulls. What's his first name? I don't know. Appreciate you, bro. Have a good one. I'm looking forward to watching your videos on it later, the afterthought player ratings, everything going on E20 Zone TV. Subscribe. I'm looking forward to all that good stuff, bro. Have a good one. Enjoy the match. Hopefully. Big boy bangers. Is it streams you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can read it in your words. You said it right there. You look like you're feeling better. Logan, surprisingly, I haven't actually slept. I've been up since 1 o'clock yesterday in the afternoon. And even then, I'd only had 4 hours sleep and hadn't slept the night before that either. So I'm sort of just riding on a big wave of adrenaline. At some point, I'm going to crash. Stick around, everyone, and then you'll just see someone look completely and utterly dead by probably minute 13. It's going to be very exciting. Let's have a look at some of these subs. Shall we? Where are we at? I'm having a little look. Skamaka is on the bench, Giga Chad. You'll be pleased to know Skamaka is on the bench. Confirmed beneath me. Let's have a look. Scrolling down. There we go. Ollie for Lanzini. Is his name Ollie? Is it Ollie Skulls? Is that his name? Because if so, I back it, Logan. Let's go. Will it happen? No, I'll back it. 53 minutes and 34 seconds. Oh, okay. Early. He's done it before. Skulls on 68, 69 minutes. Nice, Jake. You love to see it. Danny looking like hot Santa on a well-deserved vacay. Should I get him should we get... I think my girlfriend's still in the chat. If you're still in the chat, you don't have to reply to this publicly. But should we try and find a very, very cheap Santa outfit for Danny? To be fair, he's quite small, so we could probably get a children's. Anyway, that's several months away, Charlie. 65th minute, it says Leon, Lanzini, halftime for Deckers. Oliver. Okay, we're getting confirms on Oliver. Okay, good. It's Oliver Skulls. Exciting. 45 minutes for Bowen, 75th minute, typical Moy sub. Yeah, I would suspect so. That's kind of where I'm at, Giga Chad. 64th minute, 15 minutes for an injury. Robert, that's stress. Adam, that's stress. Adam, I'm timing you out. You can't talk for 5 minutes now, Adam. Yeah, I can't be dealing with that today, Adam. I hope that was the right Adam. I've checked, I think it was. Also, Adam, if that's you, can you DM me, please? I need to speak to you about something. 15 minutes for injury, stress. Sub at 53 minutes, Skamaka, 69th minute. 57th minute, Skamaka on. Good, that's exciting. Obviously, watch the Hammers Chat review first. Obviously, but after that, listen. Never a bad time. Good old days, Anderlecht 4, West Ham 2. Listen, Jan, we're going to be getting involved in score predictions soon. However, stress. From a West Ham perspective, 63rd minute, 4.5 for Benny, 53 minutes. It is a banger. Not his best. Obviously, you're talking about all night long being his best, but it is a banger. We can't lie about it. 63rd minute. Hopefully, Paqueta will get on, start clicking with the teams. That'll be very exciting. Are you ready to play? It's time to come and watch along with Charlie. You can sing with us, play games with us. You can run about and jump and shout. I was going to carry on, but I've decided to back out of that one. 60 Skamaka on 65 minutes, sub ready, 60 minutes, come on the pitch, 67 Dazza, very accurate. Why are you not asleep? Bad life decisions, Joe, mainly is the big driving force on that one. Big bad life decisions. Still, Oliver Skulls on for Downs, 89th minute. He's 16, by the way. He's 16. Did you see that player who came off Arsenal a couple of weeks ago? He's 15. Stress. Do you know what I mean? What are you doing, bruv? Should be. It's on BT Sport 2. It's on BT Sport 2. Just order Chinese for the match. Come on, Rude Gaming. Big plays, my friend. Big plays. Big plays. Do we have any bells? We do have bells. Bells confirmed. My girlfriend looked in the fridge and there were bells earlier. I didn't know if there were bells, but bells are confirmed, man. We do have bells today if we need to. In my image generator, yes, 1,000%. I need to absorb this. I think an elf outfit for Danny would be more fitting. What if I got a Santa one and then put him in an elf one? Now we're talking, Logan. Now we're workshopping this. We're getting there. And again, I'm slow sleep deprived. I am backing it to the hilt. 71 minute Downsfield Paqueta. There we go. To finish Shackleton. What? Controversial character, you know, ups and downs, but you know, good to see you, by the way. Just turned into what, like, there we go. Well, listen, end this when you got a stream, when you got West Ham at 6 and a love making sesh with DeVito at 8. Again, I've not slept. It's just gonna. I don't know. The way Moy said it sounds like it wasn't too bad, but does anyone know how bad it is? I don't know. Scott is here. Well, Peg might have put wrong as per usual, but how are you, Scott? I hope you well. Hope you're not going to time. It looks that way. Stu. It does look that way. I mean, you're looking at the lineups. They're going across the bottom. Oh, it's still subs. Let's go to the full-on lineups. It does look that way. If you are just joining, I'll run through the lineup just to get them very quickly. For West Ham specifically, Areola in goal, Sufal, Johnson, Ogbonna, Dawson, Emerson. With Lanzini, Downs, Benrahma, Bowen and Antonio. That looks like it's probably a 3-4-3. So, or a 5-2-3, depending on how you're vibing it. Yeah, there you go. Or 5-2-3, depending on how you're wanting it. So, Sufal, then you'll have Johnson, Ogbonna, and Emerson in the back three with Johnson, Ogbonna, and Dawson in the back three with Emerson at left wing back. Lanzini and Downs as the double pivot with Ben Rama on one side, Bowen on the other, and Antonio up front. Probably. 2 weeks? Okay, that's not too bad. I prefer not to, but yeah. Right, where are we at? How long till kickoff? Oh, it's only about 5 minutes till kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. I, of course, have a timer in the top corner here, which will let you know exactly how far behind you I am. But I feel like now's the good time. We've gone through both teams. You've heard me mispronounce every Belgian name once. It probably will happen for the rest of the game. And I would encourage you all now to lob those score predictions in chat. We've had a think about it. We've spoken about the fact there's a 16-year on the bench. It's all very exciting. Lob those score predictions in the chat. Like I said, I have a timer up here, which will let you know exactly how far behind you I am. I'll probably be relatively close, given the fact I'm watching it properly on BT Sport, although their web player does tend to be like a minute behind for some reason. God knows why. It's their own thing. I feel like it should work, but that's just the way it goes. While you do that, I'll remind you all to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because I will remind you until we don't do it. We were the only West Ham channel last year to do a watch along every single game. Without fail, we were here. A couple of them were sketchy, but we were here for every single one. And so if you want to get involved with chat at some point, if you want to just basically find ways to watch the games and keep up to date with West Ham, because we do loads of other videos during the week, I would highly recommend you both subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos. And while you're down there, like the video. Do you know what I mean? Like the video. We've been flying, absolutely flying with the likes this season. It's been kind of crazy how well we've been doing with them. And so let's see what we can do today. European football, West Ham versus Anderlecht away. It's a grand old exciting time. We're at 191 already. We could hit 200 very easily by the start of this match as the teams walk out. Hit that like button while you're down there. And of course, patreon.com/HammersChat. The link is in the description below. Lots of extra videos. Helps us out massively. A beautiful thing. And hey, if you ever do it, let me know and come on the podcast that I do on there. We have a Patreon guest on every week. And I would love to have you on there. Patreon.com/HammersChat. Right. Vincent, there will be a live stream here soon, just before or just after kickoff. Discord link in the description below. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. Listen, Lewis. I can give advice on nothing. I am a bad person for advice. We did that once on this stream. It went awfully, and I'm never going to do it again. I didn't do it then either, to be fair. I didn't do it then either. Right, where are we at? 2-0 West Ham, says Stu. I'll take that. 2-0 Irons. 3-1 West Ham. 2-1 Hammers. Oggy, Dawson, corners. I would love that. I can't lie to you. I would love that. Got our tangoed kit tonight. We do. It's very exciting. I've got tangoed on the wall as well, so we're having a grand old time. I might change the colour at half time just to be vibey. When I go to the toilet and Geo arrives, maybe I'll change the colour. Who knows? 2-1 to the Happy Hammers. I heard if we win, Charlie's doing a topless lap of his room. Never happening, Scott. Ever. I would not subject everyone to do that. I have sung twice on the stream already. I would not dare put them through that sort of stress. 4-1 to the Hammers. 1-0. 3-1. Come on, you Irons. If you're happy, hit the like, clap, all that good stuff. Thank you very much, man. Exactly. Thank you, Adam. I'm glad that you came back with strong opinions. You're welcome back in the stream until you do something wrong again. You've earned your right in. I apologize for banning you, because that was a disgraceful maneuver on my part when you've clearly come in with the correct decision. But yeah, enjoy the pub, and I will message you after the stream, or I might message you at halftime before I remember. Basically, I just want to know what's going on if you're coming over in November. We don't need to talk. Do I need to batten down the hatches? Do you know what I mean? Trouty, good to see you. Hope you're well. Going with a solid 3-1. Not sure about the pizza skid shirt. I don't mind it. It just doesn't look like a West Ham shirt. Do I mind it as a kit? No. Does it feel like a West Ham one? No. Stream from inside a giant baby bell. Lewis. Now we're talking, Lewis. Yes. Do you know what? These are very cheap lights, right? But if I had the more expensive ones where you can change the colour just with a press of the button, I would 100% do that for bell time. Do you know what I mean? 2-1 says Jonathan. Kit is due, Bob. I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind it as a kit, but 2-1 to Anderlecht. I've just seen your time has come, GP. Hope you're well, by the way. Hope you're having a grand old time. I'm not going to check because we both know they're not. You fooled me 3 times. You won't fool me a 4th. Definitely not. Definitely not. So there we go. So some strong opinion. Like I said, whenever we do the confidence levels, they tend to fluctuate. But then when it comes to the actual, score predictions, people are usually way more confident. There is a minute silence going on at the moment, of course, with the horrendous thing that happened in Indonesia. Just absolutely awful. But yeah, I'm trying to find where's the button I'm looking for. There we go. This one. But never, ever, 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 ever. Topless, never, ever. Enjoy the pub. I'll ban you when you go. Message you what the generator. Okay, I'm gonna have to have a look at this. I did see my phone vibrated. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get underway here in Belgium. It's Anderlecht versus West Ham United in the Europa Conference League group stage away. Referee's ready to blow the whistle. And the referee blows the whistle. Come on, you Lions. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. All that good stuff. Big, bloody plays. There is the timer in the top corner. If you're wondering how far away I am, then you can have a look. Right, where is my Twitter? I need to have a quick look. Oh, yes. Yeah. Corner, yes. Oh, my God, that's beautiful. We've got a corner, by the way, everyone. Corner right out the gate. I'm going to show that on the stream in a second, corner, because those are beautiful. Danny DeVito in Christmas as Santa. Hooked away slightly awkwardly. Fabio Silva's the one who does it. You can tell because he's got the big hair, Alex Kral style. Hooks it away, but we maintain possession of the ball. I'm just sort of scanning, trying to see if we can figure out any formations. Not really yet, because obviously it was just a corner. Lanzini's very deep on the left-hand side right now. He's going to be playing that sort of... He loves dropping deep, so that's not really got any evidence. Ogbonna, it looks like it could be a back 3. Ogbonna left centre-back, Dawson centre-back, and Johnson right centre-back. Because he just had the ball there, and he's passed it backwards, and he's not getting advanced at all, so I suspect he's playing centre-back. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know about everyone else. That's what it looks like to me. Right, while West Ham are passing it around at the back, let me just very quickly. He loves to start deep, David. He absolutely loves to start deep. It's one of his big things. Hooked away. I'll have to try and click on it at halftime corner because I'm looking at it. It's a beautiful thing. I can open it on my phone. Yeah, it's definitely a 3. Although it looks like maybe we have gone for that 2 up top type thing. It looks like we might have gone for that 2 up top thing with Bowen and Antonio because Ben Rama right now is very, very essential. We've seen him do this position in Europe before in this campaign, and he was really good at it, to be fair. He was really good at it. He had a really good game, so we'll see how that ends up playing out. I'm also excited to see Emerson. I thought Emerson did well in the when he came on. Look at that. Big Danny as Santa. You love to see it. Camera focus. It's not going to happen. What? It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Look at it. Look at it. Now you're telling me we don't need that for the stream. I'm just saying. Yeah, I do think we're playing the 5-2-1-2, if you want to word it like that. 3 4-1-2, however you want to word it. Basically, it looks like Ben Rama's playing in a sort of more central role, just sort of behind Antonio and Bowen, who are sort of split strikers. We played that in the last European match as well with Paqueta, but it didn't really work out with the personnel involved. We won. Pardon me. We won the game, but it wasn't a pretty thing. Frostfire, good to see you. Hope you are. Hope you had a grand old time. My camera's colouring has gone all whack. Give me a second. Let me see if I can I fix this. If I do this, will this work? I'm going to disappear for a second. When I come back, will it work? Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out. Oh. Just trying to fix the light. The colour. It is what it is. There's red behind me. It's going to be a problem. Free kick in a fairly okay position for West Ham. It's going to be a sort of corner style free kick almost. Emerson and Soufal are standing over it. I suspect Soufal's going to be the one to cross this one in. It's like a deep corner kind of position. Oh, Soufal runs over it. The dummy was pointless, and Emerson plays it in secondarily. It hits the first man to play away. That was one of the most stupid free kicks I've ever seen in a long time, but there we go. That's where we're at. Love the boudoir. Thank you. He's having a grand old time. He's cozy. You know what I mean? He's cozy. Liars, David. That's who said it. It was liars. No. We're doing really well so far. We're controlling the ball. We're controlling possession. It's a much more comfortable performance than we've seen of us of late. I mean, hopefully the win will sort of push us in a positive direction with that kind of stuff and give us a little bit more confidence. Nice back heel by Bowen. Just flicks it onto Downs. Looking for Soufal on the overlap, who manages to get there. And to be fair, the defender keeps the possession. Keeps the ball in, and we manage to regain it. We're going to take a throw in basically next to corner flag. That's not bad. That's not bad work. It's not bad work. Like I say, we're doing well. We're keeping the possession right now. It's looking good. Ball in, can't be found towards Antonio, and Anderlecht get the chance to play this away calmly. Like I say, I'm hoping from the win we're going to play with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more confidence. I'm not expecting us to come out and be Manchester City or anything, but just a comfort level, you know. Because I think what we showed in the last European game is we won with relative ease, but it wasn't super comfortable. It wasn't a situation where Ben Rama picks up the ball, changes it down, nice little chop turn, takes it one way, takes it the other, trying to take it past their number 3, who does well that. I'm not sure. I think it was whatever his name is. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure. And they play it forward to Fabio Silva. The two strikers are a little bit isolated, but they're looking to sort of they're progressing very quickly directly, but the strikers are a little bit isolated especially against the back 3. Although, you know, not the strongest thing you've ever seen in your life. I'm as good as I can be, Henry. I'm as good as I can be, and I'll be taken out. I don't know, where are Anderlecht in the league? It's a great question. Frodo Bags, Amazon. It was an Amazon thing. Next day delivery and that, you know. Just to remind the people, you know, if you didn't know. Well, that's a nice ball into Ben Rama, just on the edge of the area. He's going to take a shot. Tries to curve it in. It was never a powerful shot, but that's the sort of thing you like to see from Ben Rama. He's one of those players who I like having shots from range, just because I know he's gonna make the goalkeeper save it. It will be on target, you know. That's not to say they're always destined for the net. That one, for example, is a relatively comfortable save for the goalkeeper, but at least you're giving him options, giving him a little sighter. I'm fine with that. Soufal should enjoy these Europa games. No player is good enough to roast him. Well, always through. Oh, the flag's up. It's fine. It's a beautiful finish at the end of it, to be fair. It was offside, but it was a very nice finish from Fabio Silva. Yeah, it was definitely offside. It was a nice direct pass. Like I say, it's not like our defence can't be split open like that. It was a really nice ball through the centre, and it was a good curved run. It was just a little bit too early, and he ends up being offside, and he just chips Areola at the end of it. Another player it's good to see as well today, Areola. Good to see Areola getting his chance. You'd expect it in Europe, but still, Antonio down holding his shoulder. The Anderlecht defender, the Bast, is talking about elbows to the referee, who's just shoved him away. They definitely sort of go in. It is a little bit awkward for Antonio. It is a little bit awkward for him the way he lands. Hopefully he's okay. I'm always a bit scared. He's a fragile guy. He definitely gets dragged down there. It's just a physical battle between the two of them. I'll be honest, the Bast has nothing to complain about there. He's dragged him down. It's a foul. It's as easy as he can. But, you know. Malnourished Fellaini. Listen. Fair. Free kick on the opposite side of where it was last time. Lanzini puts it in. Antonio can't quite get his head on it. Benrahma nods it back towards Antonio. Again, can't quite get his head on it. It's from the opposite situation we just had, and then they tried to counter-attack there. Anderlecht, but West Ham win the ball back and keep it calmly. Emerson a little bit too calmly, a little bit of a lackadaisical pass to Lanzini, but he wins it back well, and then Antonio with a nice first touch into Benrahma, into the box, looking for Bowen. Can't quite find it, but again, nice tackle from Lanzini. We're doing really well here. A lot of pressure, lots of players in advanced positions, none of them in the box, because why would they ever be? But lots of players in a nice advanced position. Another down from Emerson. Benrahma back to Lanzini. Antonio on the floor trying to just nick the ball back off them. Can't quite manage it. Pressure's really nice. Pressing is really nice. Is there any links in the Discord? Empty. I'm not sure, Chris. What I would say to you is footy pass. I personally would never use such a service. However, if you needed to, footy pass. And like I said, Discord should appear at some point. It's just obviously because I don't do it. It's other people who do it, and they have to find the links and everything else. So it's not always instantaneous. So hopefully at some point there will be one in there. But until then, very fast. Anderlecht in a nice advanced position, but not really committing numbers forward right now. They're trapped out wide. Again, that's sort of. I was speaking to Jack about this on Hamalytics a couple of weeks ago on our Patreon show, Hamalytics, about this system specifically and the sort of split forwards, and essentially you press and then you trap them sort of out wide, and force them back into sort of narrow lanes. And we're doing that right now pretty successfully. Every time they sort of get close, they're not really getting into a position where they want to cross unless they do it early, and they're not getting in a way any way to cut inside. So it's actually working out relatively well for us so far. Just looked, Charlie Anderlecht in 10th to played 23, 113 draw. Not great. Oh, Gavdog, how are you, sir? If I missed your hello before, I apologise. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Having a grand old time. That's not... Yeah, that's... Again, but we've seen that, for example, with Frankfurt last year in Europe, right? Weren't doing very well in the league, but absolutely flying in Europe. Not indicative always. Good indicator, but not always indicative. I mean, you don't want to believe Kufar's the toughest lad in football. I mean, I think he's tough. I don't know why I said it like that. I think he's tough. I just don't think he's playing very well. But he's tough. Trying to find their way forward, and they get a corner, Anderlecht. Again, they sort of found that position where they were a little bit more central, just trying to force us back, concertinaed in on ourselves, just making sure we were sort of closing out all angles. They went for a through pass, it deflects outward for a corner. That's not a bad opportunity for them. Any shots yet, each and everything? Yes, Benrahma had one from outside the box, which was saved. Corner to Anderlecht on the left-hand side. Whips it in over the top of everyone by far. And it's going to go... Yeah, it's out for a goal kick. Ooh. Sorry, I'm finding buttons that I didn't know existed. And I'm desperate to press all of them. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it, but I'm desperate to press all of them. Watching a game on a big screen in South Woolwich. I'm sorry. Harsh from me there. I have no right to say anything, Gav. They ignore me. That's disgraceful. That's disgraceful. One of the Anderlecht players are down, and we've cleared it out for so he can receive some attention. He's sort of holding his face, maybe a little knock in the eye or something. He gets tangled up with Flynn Downs. And then someone comes through and battles with him. Soufal. Yeah, maybe just a little rogue finger in the eye, I think it was. He's sort of going shoulder to shoulder, sort of 50-50 with Soufal. And it looks like Soufal's trailing hand as he goes down into the eye, potentially. Don't know. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like to me. Antonio is a very acrobatic guy, you know. I mean, he goes shoulder to shoulder with Hoofda, and to be fair, he does get shoved down. It's one of those ones where he's giving about as good as he got, but he does get shoved in the back. But he does a full rotation, and it's not the first time I've seen him do it, even in the last 2 games, you know. Good defensive work there from Ogbonna, and West Ham can come away with it. Ben Rama just a little bit tangled up with their number 61, and they're a little bit out of position now, West Ham, although they've recovered pretty well, and Anderlecht are trying to work their way down the left-hand side. They're going to try and come centrally. Antonio gets involved, dropping all the way back. Now passing it around. They're starting the horseshoe. That's a nice pass into the centre. It was a nice idea, nice passing, couldn't quite make it work, and West Ham clear it away, but it really is just an awkward punt away with no real accuracy, and straight back into Anderlecht's goalkeeper, and they regain control of possession. Wasted there from there. It was just a sort of booted clearance. There wasn't really anything to it. I need to explain how I get it, but realise that I'll give you that. Listen, as a North London person, I can't say anything. Do you know what I mean? I can't say anything. He does love a cartwheel. He just sort of goes flying, you know? He just sort of goes flying. And I'm fine with it, but he does. Pulled across, Fabio Silva in a great position, hits it. Flipping hell, that was scary. All of a sudden, Fabio Silva found himself in loads of space in the box. Again, it's that pullback, which is just forever terrifying for us. Always dangerous. Always dangerous. And just a very quick one, pulls it back, and thankfully, there was enough bodies in the way there. I think Areola probably would have got there, but enough bodies in the way to where the shot doesn't even make it to Areola. But bloody hell, that pullback is just always dangerous. Cross into the box. Away from Dawson. This is a good spell from Anderlecht here. The rest of this, most of this game, we've been sort of comfortably in control of it, but they're finding a little bit of speed and pace around their passing, and it's just helping. Dawson just hooks that one away. It's going to be a throw-in again, a bit wasteful, but it is what it is. We've been comfortable in this one. It's been relatively calm, and then all of a sudden they sort of just come alive slightly, and just quick passing, incisive passing again. Back three, not the most comfortable we've ever been. We come back from the replay, and the shot was going high and wide always. One of those ones that should have been goal. He's gonna be disappointed with himself. He'll be disappointed with himself. It's a great pullback to Fabio Silva. He controls it, and it's sort of always rising. I think it actually hits off the Anderlecht player in the end. I don't even think it hits off Dawson. I think it hits off the Anderlecht player. Antonio, ball through to Bowen, put it back. Oh, it was so close. Ben Rama, far side, picks it up, just angles it. Ooh, good block. It was a nice shot. Just sort of picks up, angles it towards the top corner. All of a sudden, we came back from the replay, and Antonio steaming through. Bowen makes a nice run just off his shoulder on the right-hand side, going sort of on the outside of the defender. Antonio lays it off to him. And I'm like, just pull it back, pull it back. He does. It's just slightly ahead of Antonio, but it ends up at Ben Rama on the other side, who picks it up, just tries to angle a curved shot into that top right-hand corner. And one of the Anderlecht defenders stops, jumps, and just sort of manages to nod it away for a corner. It was a good shot. It was probably going in as well. But we get a corner, taking it quickly from the right-hand side, whips it in. Oh, Dawson was arriving, but you know how it goes. Goalkeepers protected from corners, and it's going to be a free kick. But dangerous counter-attack from West Ham. Dangerous counter-attack from West Ham. Yeah, that pass, man, from Bowen. Like, I don't want to call it bad because realistically, like, listen, we're getting there, but at the same time, yeah. Lee, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. Again, if you haven't subscribed to Lee. Lee's just such a good dude that I would recommend everyone subscribe to him just regardless, but Lee, I hope you're well, bro. Downs out on the right-hand side. Not use this left-hand side too much. We're sort of... Lanzini gets caught. Lanzini gets caught in possession and they can counter-attack quickly here. Fabio Silva is going up against Dawson, who just shows him good defending. Craig Dawson. You love to see it. Get out of it. And he wins a throw-in. You love to see it. You really do. Good, very good defending. Very, very good defending there. Do you know what, Mighty? I'll say this. There's a lot of falling over. The person who's really got to me is Cornet. Cornet's been falling all over the shop very dramatically. And obviously, he's the last one he got injured on. So I can't say too much about that one. But before that, in Europe and in the game at the weekend, he was falling over very easily and very dramatically. And it was annoying me. I can't lie. And I like Cornet a lot. I'm just saying. It was very annoying. It was very annoying. Antonio wins a free kick off the Diawara down on the left-hand side. Just near the sort of halfway line. It's a very awkward tackle from Diawara. There was nowhere even close to it. Nowhere even close to it. Like I say, we've not really utilised Emerson too much. We've again been very heavily focusing on this right-hand side. I don't know if you lot agree with that, whether it's just me, it feels that way. But yeah, for me, it feels like we're just sort of really heavily focusing on that right-hand side with Bowen and Soufal. And you get why. Obviously, Bowen's there, so it makes sense. But I don't know. I just want to see Emerson get a little bit more involved. Lanzini dropping so deep that even Ogbono was ahead of him there and wider. You'd love to see it. To be fair, Henry, go back. I was literally the only person who said I wanted Dawson to join. So everyone else, I can't speak to. But it's the one thing I've ever said that was correct, and I'm going to dine out on it for the rest of my life. I'm never, ever going to bring it up. Dawson is the Premier League's best bargain ever for what you paid for him. 3.5 mil. 3.5 mil. For a centre-back who looks like probably our best centre-back right now. Well, I mean, you can make an argument with Kara, but apart from that, it's probably just Dawson, so... Free kick, central for West Ham, just outside the centre circle. Lanzini's going to take it. It's one of those awkward ones where it's so central, it's really difficult to do anything. And yeah, he just decides to pass it to Emerson, who then lofts in a diagonal ball to Ogbono, who heads it back to... Ooh, it was close. He headed it back towards goal. It was one of those ones where I felt like you're not going to be able to head it in from there, mate. And he sort of heads it back towards goal. I'm like, oh, close. And then all of a sudden, goalkeeper's peddling. And it didn't dip enough, but it was close. It was close. I mean, you know, Val, Apparently he's doing. Apparently, this is the only thing I really know. Apparently he's done well at Anderlecht so far. I don't remember who told me that. I don't remember why I know that, but it's what I've been told. We'll see. He's still young. He's still young. You know what it's like. Oh, Antonio picks up the ball in a good position. Ben Rama was there and he couldn't quite find him. Forget that. His cross has gone all the way out for a... Oh, no. Fair play, Ben Rama, for keeping that one in. Now, he laid it off to Soufal. We've instantly lost the ball. Now, Anderlecht can come away in a really good position. They've got numbers here. Anderlecht are 3-on-3 a little bit. We've got defenders flying back. Emerson's getting back, but the player goes all the way, hits it. And Areola just palms it away. But a shot from range, I think maybe a pass would have been a better option there. But he strikes it strongly from just at the edge of the box and forces just Areola to palm it away. Anderlecht still have the ball, but they're back wide out on this left-hand side. Every single player has got back for West Ham and back in the positions you would want them to be. Counter-attack from Anderlecht was really dangerous. Put it back cross, looking for Fabio Silva, and Emerson does well to get headed to it. It's going to be a corner. Scary. There is a slight for me there. I'll be slightly delayed from all of you. I watch it on BT Sports website, and for some reason they're like 45 per seconds behind the TV. And then you have the internet delay as well. So it'd be like more like close to a minute or something, probably. Strong shot from range. One of those ones where maybe not necessarily difficult for Areola, but certainly just palming it into a good position outwards. He does well there from that perspective, even though it wasn't the most comfortable thing you're ever going to see in your life. It's going to be a corner from right-hand side to Anderlecht. Puts it into the box. Headed away, thankfully, from Ben Johnson. Anderlecht recycle possession, play it into a really dangerous area. 61 hits it. Good block from Ogbonna, and Antonio does well there, getting back. Links up with Lanzini. Laid down the line nicely from Emerson to Ben Rama. Antonio streaming into the centre for the first time in his life. Can't quite work a position to cross it, although Emerson does well. Ball was lacking a little bit there. Cross was lacking a little bit. We still have possession. Work it quickly. Downs plays it into Antonio. His header lands the Bo's feet. I think, okay. The referee blew the whistle, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. It would have counted anyway, but bloody hell, all of a sudden, it looked like it had opened up there. Flynn Downs with a really nice ball into Antonio. I think his header was meant to be a shot, but it ends up straight into the path of Bowen, who ends up trying to curl a shot and doesn't quite make it work. I'll take that. We will take that. 0-0, 65 minutes gone. 66 minutes gone even. Okay, how are we playing? My 100% legitimacy happens to the best of us, Emma Collingwood. We were doing all right. First 15 minutes, I felt like we were doing pretty strong. Since then, I think we've shown some frailties, definitely. Although that's a nice pass from Lanzini. And again, you can see Anderlecht win the ball back, but you can see similarly to how in the last European game, although we weren't super comfortable, it almost felt too easy for us. Like every time we got the ball, it looked like we were flying forward and could get a goal. It's kind of a similar situation here where I'm not saying it's easy. It's not necessarily easy, but they're putting us under pressure and they're creating some good opportunities. They're working it. But when we do come away with the ball, you can see there's just a level of quality that just opens up our options massively. And we've just got to start taking them because right now we're not. And then I saw someone else ask about, I can't see it, but someone else was asking about Emerson. Not getting, I want to see more from him. I don't think he's playing badly. I think he's finding okay positions. Crossing lacking a little bit to be desired, but getting involved in the build-up quite nicely. Some nice short passing, but I want to see a little bit more from him, both in terms of just output in the game in general and in terms of, when he's actively got the ball, doing a little bit better. Yeah, Ben Rama's okay at it, although today I don't think he's been very good, but Antonio's just a mess. Turgid. Charity, here you go. Give me a sec. Where is it? There you go. Fabianski, Randolph, Cresswell, Zuma, Skamaka, Fornals, Paqueta, Kera, Suchek, Coventry, Rice, and Scarles. 16-year-old Oliver Scarles. Shouts against handball, maybe against Ogbonna. Referee has nothing to be given. Downs looks a quality player. He does. He does again. I saw someone else saying it. But he looks all shot from range from Silva. Better, less said about that about. He does look very good, Stu. He does look very good. I'm very into Downs so far. I think he's looking good. Golf Pro, my friend, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. All the way in Texas. Hope you're staying as far away from Adam Frankel as possible. Been on time. What would happen if I moved this light here? Is it even? Could I even put it there? I'm just moving stuff around. Ignore me, everyone. Just ignore me. Do you know what I mean? Just ignore me. Can that even go there? Can that even go there? Is the question I ask. That is a sketchy place to put it, but let's see. Does it work? It's very sketchy. It's very sketchy. Yeah, I don't know. His reward, he'll be dropped for 2 games. Oh, at least. We're talking at least a couple of games in the Premier League, and then maybe getting a 1-game drop in Europe for playing well. You know? Anderlecht just passing it around, relatively comfortable at the back. Again, we're doing that sort of split striker pressing type thing. You have this sort. They sort of flatten out into a 3 with Antonio, Benrahma, and Bowen on the right hand side, sort of just able to press any which way it goes. Again, we don't really press to win the ball back as such. We more press to sort of get it off to let them give it to us. That's a good tackle from Craig Dawson there, and then an outside of the boot, completely unnecessary pass. Works out, plays it into a good position. Crossed in, Soufal, Benrahma. I don't know what the referee's blown up for there, but my God, that's probably the best opportunity. That's probably the best opportunity there's been. Can't act like it isn't. Played down the line, Bowen flicks it on to Soufal, who pulls it back across, and Benrahma hits it early. I think it hits off of Benrahma's hand the second time, maybe. I'm not sure. Something went wrong. That's all I can tell you. We'll leave it like this for now. That's a great opportunity. Benrahma needs to, if we're looking at that earlier chance for, Fabio Silva, I'm thinking, how the heck has he not done that? Benrahma needs to have a little moment there. Yeah, yeah. He has been our biggest threat by far, Ishmael, I agree. Scholes, he has a really bad name, like an angry Paul Scholes. I don't know. His name's Oliver, and apparently he's a midfielder. That's all I can tell you. That's all I got, mate. Sorry. I wish I had more, but, just don't. Emerson trying to find his way past the player. Doesn't quite do it. Battles well to keep the ball. And we end up beginning our horseshoe. Johnson finds Antonio, who dropped incredibly deep. Back to Johnson again. That's sort of Antonio just given that sort of free license to go wherever he wants, really. Into a nice position with Downs. Plays it out wide again to Soufal. Into Bowen. This is nice. Maybe a little 1-2 on the offering. Instead he plays it to Emerson, who's going to try a cross. Oh, it's not bad. Antonio's there. Goalkeeper comes out and does well. Dominates in the air. Punches it down. Good work. Close. The West Ham player is still down. I think it's Flynn Downs. Ben Rama can't quite get the chest down from the cross that comes in. Emerson on the left-hand side is a good position, and the referee does eventually put it back because Flynn Downs was down. I think it's a knock to the head. He's holding the back of his head, neck type thing. So the referee does pull it back. Goalkeeper did really well there. Antonio was played in, and again, he probably could have stayed on his line. It would have been safe. But a good opportunity, just comes out and punches it strongly away. You love to see it. Well, not against us, you don't, but still. Downs best player so far. Him, I think. Sorry, I think Ben Rama's causing a lot of issues. I think Ben Rama's getting in there and being dangerous, even though he probably should have scored. They're the two. I think Dawson's also doing okay defensively as well, but they're the two I'd probably pull up. So it looks like Flynn Downs is back up, thankfully. Drop ball happens and we instantly go backwards with it. You'll have to see it, but that's fine. Johnson looking for something over the top. It doesn't quite work out. Maddison or Gallagher? Maddison's a much better player at this point. I'm not saying Gallagher can't be as good as him, but Maddison's a proven quantity for like seasons. Although he's been dodgy like last year. I don't think he was great, but you know, I take either of them West Ham, depending on the deal, obviously. Emerson trying to dink it in towards Bowen, can't quite find it. Going to be a West Ham throw, basically on the left hand halfway line. Just sort of passing it around. We're doing classic West Ham David Moyes stuff, right? We're just horseshoeing about the place. Johnson going for a nice dive. Do you know what? Fair play. It's not worked out for him. Anderlecht to come away with the ball, though we've got a throw in the end after it. But I'll be honest with you. The fact he's gone for it, we all too often when we're switching sides, we're switching from left to right or from right to left. We're going from Kufal all the way over to Emerson in this case, or Emerson to Kufal. We take 3 or 4 passes to get there, and it's just so long. It's like by the time we get over there, the team have adjusted, so there's no point in switching sides anyway because they've just adjusted to where you are. Like you've got to be a bit quicker with that. That's something Rice does well. He does big, nice cross-field diagonals quite well, and that's something Johnson went for there. And it didn't work out perfectly for him, but at least he's done it. We've impressed all the way back to our goalkeeper, by the way. But yeah, it's one of those things where we've got to be quicker with that. This is a really good opportunity all of a sudden. Ben Rama charging towards goal. He's got Antonio just ahead of him, making a nice run. It's into the path of Antonio, hits it. It's a good chance from Antonio, who just connects with it and it goes flying over. There's a little wince on his face. It was a nice movement. All of a sudden, the ball came to Ben Rama in loads of space. He charges towards it, and Antonio makes a nice run in behind the centre back. He's tracked really well by the number 57, to be fair, who just sees him, follows him in space. But Jesus Christ, Mikel Antonio, that's wasteful is a kind way of putting it. That was an impressively bad shot. 1 shot on target each, turgid. Yeah, turgid. Just... He's been a threat, to be fair. Lanzini pulls that shot well wide. Look, we'll give him the fact he's been a threat. I mean, it may be to Rosette, but he has been a threat. We'll give him that. It's just frustrating because, again, those are the sort of chances he needs to take, and that shot was just all kinds of whack. Woohammer 69, how are we playing? Just joined, forgot kickoff was earlier than expected, just got home from work now, ready to go for boxing training, doing it for charity. Nice! I tell you what, I don't know if you're on Twitter, Woohammer 69, I don't know if you're on Twitter, but at me the link, I'll retweet it and stuff. And but yeah, good luck. Good luck. I was going to say congratulations. Good luck. Better you than I, because Jesus Christ, I need to go. I need to train, but just because I'm fat. But good luck. Would anyone want to know how? Anyone want to let Hammers 69 know how we're playing? The answer is flattered to deceive a little bit. When we break forward, we're creating chances and getting dangerous to an extent, but the best things are coming from range, and then the ones that are closer all over the shop. And we were really nice in the first 15 minutes in terms of possession and just sort of being on top of Anderlecht, but since then it's got a lot more 50-50 if anything. Less than that, so yeah. Tom Lindenberg, I don't blame you, my friend. I don't blame you. It's a bad time for us all. It's like yes, he's lost. He's been forced into doing something he doesn't want to do, which is buying the thing I use every day. Oh no. So, you know. Yeah, do you know what I mean, Ray? When you're ready, let us know, guys. When you're ready to put a shot on, you know. Well, you let us know. You know what I mean? Johnson, a little bit of an awkward battle. Dawson's pass wasn't great, but we come away with it. That's a really nice pass out to Bowen. There's an opportunity here. Oh, he skips past the challenge. This is beautiful from Jared Bowen. Maybe pull it back. Pulls it back for Ben Rom. Oh, no. Oh. He just gets completely underneath and hooks it over. It's laid out wide to Ben Bowen, who charges forward, skips over the first challenge. It's beautiful. And then it's pulled back almost perfectly for Ben Rama, and he's just leaning back and gets it. Just, he could not have been more underneath the ball if he tried. I want to give him the excuse of a bobble. There is a mild bobble, but Jesus Christ, it's a golden opportunity. Best opportunity of the game so far for either side. To be fair, most of the best opportunities have fallen to Ben Rama for either side. Fabio Silva one for Anderlecht as well, but we look dangerous. It's just, if we could actually put the ball on target at some point, that'd be nice. That's annoying. That's annoying. Not great positioning defending, although we got there in the end and just hooked away from Ben Johnson. All the way back to their centre-back. Bowen sort of ambles up to him, passes it back to the goalkeeper. Again, a little bit more pressure, everyone. Just cut those passing lanes. Force him to go long. Antonio doing well. There we go. That's what we want. Fabio Silva. They win a free kick. Okay, calm. Apparently, it wasn't what we want. Apparently, that went really badly. I know nothing, because that went poorly. That's all I can say. That went very poorly for us. I felt like that was what we wanted. Guess what? Probably wasn't. Probably wasn't. What can you do? That's where we're at in life. Header on from Fabio Silva. It felt like it was going to be Soufal's, as he's like. Anderlecht player was just ahead of him. And as Soufal sort of goes through to kick the ball, just goes straight through the Anderlecht player, who just sneaks in front of him, lands awkwardly on his shoulder. Amuzu there. Yeah. It's just stress, Henry. It's just stress. Again, mate, I'm okay with him shooting on sight because, to be honest with you, he's the only player who I actually think will get on target on sight. But, you know. Okay. Going to be a free kick to Anderlecht. They whip it in for the cross deep. Goes over the top of everyone. It's one of those ones where you're looking just to sort of put it into the path for someone towards the back stick. Doesn't quite work out for them, and it's gonna straight out for a goal kick. No one even remotely close to it. I think it's harsh. I think it's harsh in a circle because he's probably been our most dangerous player today. He's getting in a lot of good positions and he's creating chances and taking shots, but at the same time, Jesus Christ. Just put it in the net, my G. Put it in the net. You know what I mean? Just, here's the net. In there, you know? Here's the net. In there, you know? Dawson looking for those long, rangy balls. Doesn't work out for him at all. And Anderlecht come up, back up the other end. That's a nice pass, and Fabio Silva could be through here. Ogbonnard as well. Ogbonnard as well. Silva found his way into the box. Nice passing. He may have just been offside, but it was really well done by Ogbonnard, who just gets back, utilises that sort of slightly awkward first touch from Silva. Ogbonnard gets into a really good position and gets a beautiful block in. Going to be a corner to Anderlecht over on the right-hand side. Put in. Bowen clears it via his gonads, it looks like. Benrahma does well there. Picks up the ball, skips past the challenge. He's got no options whatsoever, and he does well to win a throw, and we'll take that. He picked up the ball there and just charged down the wing to it, got to the halfway line, being stopped by two separate Anderlecht players. Turns around, there's just no options to pass it to, and so sort of just hits it off the Anderlecht player and wins a throw in, but... .1 minute of added time. I mean, let's be real, Inna. Not like he's doing anything for Forest. So, now, do I bet if someone used that argument against me for a player I didn't like, I'd call it, I would say I would be strongly against it. But at the same time, let's be real, Benrahma's been probably our best player this season. You know what I mean? Not that I disagree with you today specifically, because I don't, but not like that isn't true. That is an awful, awful pass from Bowen. He does well to come back and win it back, but that was awful. There is the halftime whistle. Halftime score. Anderlecht 0, West Ham United 0. I don't know. You know, it's not been the worst game you've ever seen in your life. Certainly not been the best. Certainly feels like there could be and probably should be more to it than that. I feel like we've had the opportunities to score, obviously the Benrahma thing, but I think just in general we've been creating space, and whenever we do have the ball and go up the end, it reminds me a little bit of the last Europa game where it felt like we were always sort of close to scoring. It made a lot of it felt almost easy, right? And somehow maybe we've made it more difficult than it needs to be. I don't know. I mean, they've been okay on the counter attack. They've created chances that we've probably given up a little bit too easy. I'm not super keen on how easy they found space in the middle. Usually that's one of our key traits, is just being able to stop anything going in towards the middle at all. And they sort of just found a lot of space in there. And there was a couple of times where they just had through balls coming through. Little alarm bells ringing a bit. Because there's a couple of times where those through balls happen. They slice it open. Obviously, the Fabio Silva one that ends up being offside is something. And there was a couple of other ones there where they just... Ogbonnard, brilliant recovery tackle. Or block, sorry. A couple of opportunities like that where it feels like there probably should be... I don't know, a little bit more... defensive ability there. I don't know, but I'm not. I don't know, Geo. I'm not exactly fuming, but I wouldn't say I was happy either.
At the end of the day, right, you need context. This is our second team. There's only two players that started against Wolves. they'll probably be the same two players that start against Fulham. So that in mind, it's not the worst performance in the world, but I wouldn't say I am especially happy either. I think there's one or two players playing well, one or two players playing poorly, and I think the majority of the team are playing average at the minute. But, Anderlecht have had bits and pieces, but we create the better chances. As simple as that, really. Despite not playing that well, we still have created the best chances in that half. It's a continuation of what we've seen so far in the Conference League, I think, which is doing just about enough to potentially win the game.
Yeah, it does remind me of our last Europa League game, where it feels like when we do come forward, you can see the quality there, and we're creating stuff almost. It feels almost to spite ourselves. It feels almost too easy to do it, but it's not like we're playing super well. It's not like we're like blitzing them or we're doing anything. It just feels like the opportunities are eminently there if we actually can take it. But yeah, I mean, just before I go, I want to ask you one just about Ben Rama. Only because the chat is going wild about him at the moment. As you suspect, Ben Rama's one of those people you either love him or you hate him, but he's very divisive. How do you feel about his performance today so far?
Outside the box, I think he's played okay. Inside the box, let's be honest, he's been absolutely awful, hasn't he? He had the ball laid back to him, which he hit off the defender, then he handballed it, which stopped Bowen getting a volley at it, and then the miss as well, which was unbelievable play from Jared Bowen. I have to say, I think Bowen's had a really good first 45, actually. He's dropping deep, he's getting the ball, he's running around, dribbling with it and everything, and Bowen's just oozing confidence at the minute. You can tell he had a good game at the weekend. But with Ben Rama, I can see both sides of the coin, which is A, he's almost justifying why Moyes has left him out of the team, but also the other side of the coin is B as well. This is what you get if you take a player that's a confidence player, you take him out of the team. This is what you get. You always reset the momentum that he had. So I've got a little bit of sympathy for him, but it's not good enough, really, because, these chances are going to be few and far between for him this season. There's a shirt up for grabs on Sunday because of Cornet's injury. We all know it's going to be for Niles. However, there is a shirt up for grabs, and he's certainly not causing Moyes a problem. He's basically justified what he's selecting for Niles on Sunday with that first half.
Yeah, I think the way I look at it in general is I would rather a player be wasteful but getting the opportunities than not getting the opportunities. I think in order to get that, you have to be doing good stuff, and he's finding space. Like you say, outside of the box, I think he's doing well. It's just that final thing, and the one that hits the defender, which is probably the big miss, the one where it leans back and he just sort of skies it. And again, there's a mild bobble there, I guess, but realistically, like, you just have to be at least getting it on target. But I look at it and I'm sort of like, he's finding something, but it is one of those ones where, let's be real, Moyes is going to go with foul lines anyway because he prefers the work rate. Let's be real. If he was ever going to get a game, it would have been the one when Cornet started, and even then he didn't get it, so it's not going to happen anyway. I'll be back in a minute.
Cheers, Charlie. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Get your thoughts into the live chat about the game. It can be about one player especially. It can be about the overall team, what you're thinking, any changes you'd like to see made. Get your thoughts into the live chat and let's take a little look. All Out of Bubblegum says, totally understand why Moyes has an issue with side Ben Rama. Let's see what else you're saying. Peter has said that Ben Rama won't be at the club this time next year, while Ralph is really enjoying watching Downs. He could be our next Declan Rice. I have to say, the two players that have stood out for me, bar the back three, I think the back three look comfortable. Dawson, Johnson and Ogbonna, they've all had good individual moments, the three of them, but I think they're looking quite fine. But I think Downs has looked quite good, and I think Jared Bowen's looked really good. I would like to see a bit more from Antonio, if I'm honest with you, as well as Ben Mann, but we've already discussed him. Patam says that we're missing Rice. Downs has been good, but nobody's protecting our defenders, and movement in middle isn't anywhere near our usual levels, which isn't a criticism of Downs. We're outnumbered though. They're playing. Well, this is it, Ben. We are playing our sort of 3-4-3, if you want to call it that, with wing backs, which leaves Downs and Lanzini in the middle. And they're playing their 3-5-2s they always do, which means they've got three in the middle. So they're outnumbering us in the middle there. And I think at times you can tell that we are. Glenn says we can't expect to get a tune out of Lanzini. Obsidian Curve says somebody will put their arm around Benrahma and get a hell of a player. Uncle says the ball just bounced off Antonio and Benrahma almost every. I mean, that throw in that we had, and Emerson gave it to Antonio, and his first touch was just dreadful. It flipped up the air to the Anderlecht player, and then he just watched him jog off. I would have subbed him with that. I'm quite reactive when it comes to stuff like that. I don't mind players making a mistake as long as the work rate is there. But with that one, Antonio lost it, and just basically, you almost felt he was going, someone else can deal with that. I don't like it. Paul Downs is playing quite well. I think the chat suggesting such as well. Will say 9 shots, 1 on target, got to be better. Lewis says we're playing well in the counter attack, but woeful finishing. Lanzini doesn't do much anymore. Scott says Ogbonna's looking good to say he hasn't played much in 2 years. Allison doesn't want to see any throw-ins from Ogbonna though. Ben can't tell Lanzini is on. Gary would like to see us go to 4 at the back on the 65-minute mark and bring on the big guns. David says he's got to put Scamacca on. Antonio's working hard, but no end game. While Ian would like to see Paqueta on for Benrahma. Christian says, don't doubt everybody will slate Benrahma, but any attacking player, he's involved and he's asked to hold the ball up as a number 9. Well, that's also a fair comment. I don't know why he's in the middle and Antonio's slightly to the left. Don't know. Dave says, Downs need more playtime in Premier League. He's going to be great for us if he does. While Last Dog says, we'd love to see Paqueta on from the start of the second half. At some point, we might need Rice on for some energy. Michael says, Antonio's been just as wasteful as Benrahma. 2 awful shots and 2 abysmal crosses. Do you know something? I actually think Antonio's been poorer than Benrahma in his first 45. I think just as bad as each other, I guess. But I actually think Benrahma's had some positive bits of play, whereas Antonio hasn't had that much. But obviously the big chance fell to Benrahma, which he missed. But that one, when Benrahma made the run, gave it to Antonio, and it wasn't the best. The commentators going on like it was on a play. It wasn't. It was a bit too slow. Antonio had to hold his run up. But the shot, when he took that shot and it flew well wide, it's one of them I thought, I'd fancy Scamacca to have dealt with that a little bit better. Scamacca would have possibly taken a touch and got a cleaner strike on that one. Now, Scamacca's capable of blazing it over, but shanking it like Antonio did is a completely different thing. Daniel says, seems to be a lot of time on the ball. Would like to see Paqueta on there. That's not wrong. Alpha says, putting an arm around Benrahma magically makes him Premier League player delusional. Well, to be fair, Alpha, we've seen him in the Premier League doing it. He can do it. He's just not doing it tonight. Steve says, Moyes will change things at half-time. Must up the intensity. Scarborough says Emerson's been decent. I've actually quite liked Emerson tonight, in all honesty. I think he's not put a foot wrong. Roger says Benrahma makes more chances and takes more shots on target than anyone. Well, I mean, yeah, we've had 1 shot on target. It was Benrahma. It was the tamest effort you see, but factually correct. Bronson's asking what the handball was about. I mean, it was a bit silly, wasn't it? He just reacted and stuck his hand up, and Bowen was just... I know Benrahma doesn't know this, but Bowen's right there. There's no reason for him to concede a free kick there. Mighty Morg says, if we don't switch on quickly in upper gear, we could easily lose this 1-0. Left scratching our heads, wondering how. Putam says we need a number 10. Can't see anyone laying there at the moment. Not sure what our formation is. I think it's a 3-4-3. Toby says, at least Antonio's getting good decisions from the referee. Major's asking where you can get a Scottish loaf from. I don't know. I do not know. I cannot tell you, I'm afraid. Stephen said Antonio's been doing his best call impression, while Ron says Johnson needs to stop lumping the ball up the pitch and play the simple ball. Lanzini off, give Benny time. Peter says, funny how everybody else, apart from Moyes, realises Antonio isn't a striker, whereas Craig says Soufal looks slow with everything he does at the moment. Love him, but he looks lost at right wing back. I've been trying to not mention Soufal, Craig, because it would be quite critical, and I can't really bother criticising him. Uncle says, what are the tactics we're deploying here? Not the formation, the tactics, the style of play. I'm not sure. It's a bit mismatch, isn't it? At times it's possession-based, and at other times we're trying to get forward quick, almost counter-attacky style, which we've been efficient. When we have been allowed to counter-attack, we have done quite well at getting it from the halfway line to edge of their box relatively quickly. It's just we're wasteful in and around the area at the minute. Patam says, it keeps saying Bowen popping up on the left and Benrahma on the right. I don't really recall seeing Bowen on the left, if I'm honest with you. Can't think too much. Well, Darren says Antonio's hold-up play is shocking. Looks like Bambi on ice, while Pitcham's not keen on Soufal either. Daniel would like to see Paqueta enjoying the time on the ball we're getting. Do you know something? I have to agree with that. I do have to agree. I wouldn't mind seeing Paqueta on at half-time. Five subs. We've got 12 on the bench, but you can make 5, Ben. Taz thinks Moyes is trying to make 2 teams, a cup team and a late team. Well, Ben says you can't understand why Lanzini's been slated. He's been better than Downs, different standards. In all honesty, Ben, I think he's fine. I think Lanzini's doing fine. Is he playing well? I wouldn't say so, but I think he's been average. I think it's been a big improvement from Lanzini. He's neat and tidy at times in midfield. I just think they're being overrun in the middle. And I actually think the blame, if you like, for us not leading at half-time is down to Antonio and Benrahma. I think everybody else is doing their job. Doesn't mean they're playing well. They're just doing their job. Everybody's doing their job, I think, bar Benrahma and Antonio. And I think if them two, at least one of them, were playing better, we'd be leading at half-time. So I'm not feeling too critical of many other players, just those two, really. I think if them two sort it out, I think we'll be all right. Anyway, Charlie, you're back now. I'll hand the control back to you.
The chances, right? You take the chances, and all of a sudden we're in a better position. I think it's one of those things where I think Lanzini's been all right. I think he's been fine. I think for me, I think Downs has been good. I don't know. I think, like you say, I think we're getting a little bit done in midfield. I don't think defensively either of them have been great, but I think at least forward-wise, I've enjoyed what Downs has done, and I think, like you say, Lanzini's been better. The one change I would make, Geo, and I'm going to pitch it. Usually I would ask you what you would do, but I'm going to pitch this at you and see what you think. I would change to a 4 at the back, but I would keep the exact 11 on. Same. I would move Emerson into the left wing position. I don't particularly want... I think Benrahma's better on the left, but I would almost just save the substitutions a little bit. I now would change formation, because although we're getting chances, it doesn't feel like they're beautiful or anything, so I would probably change it up. I don't know what you think, very briefly, because I see
the sub I would make right now, I would take off Soufal and put on Paqueta and switch to 4 at the back. Johnson goes right back then.
Yes,
and then Paqueta goes into the middle with Lanzini and Downs, almost as like an attacking centre midfielder. Not number 10. I don't want him seen up there waiting for the ball. I want to see him get back. You know, the boys are getting plenty of time on the ball. There's at times large gaps between the midfield and Anderlecht's defence, which we're seeing Benrahma and Bowen playing in at times. So that's like Paqueta's area, really. We're in the Premier League. He's not had that space and time. He's getting it a bit tonight. We can get him on the pitch. So, yeah, I took off Soufal. We're not going to learn anything. Soufal playing right wing back. He's not playing well in the first half. I think, again, I don't think he's been that bad, but he's not been doing well. So I'd take him off and put Paqueta on, where we might actually learn something with Paqueta in the team, just like we're learning a little bit about Downs tonight. So, yeah, my only concern with that would be having 2 centre-backs against their 2 strikers, and ours are quite slow. That would be my concern. But I want to win the game, and I think having a more composed attacker on the pitch would be beneficial.
Well, fair enough. Thank you very much, Geo. Enjoy the rest of the second half. If you want to hear more of that sort of knowledge, then I would recommend you all come back at full time, where Geo will, of course, be live with a full-time review live right here with Gonzo. And of course, shout out to the One Football app. It's our sponsor. Of course, they're beautiful, wonderful people. They sponsor us frequently. And to be honest, we talk about it anyway, because it's just quite good. Are you bored of hearing about anyone else apart from West Ham? Then guess what? The One Football app is the thing for you. You can download it and just click on the things you want to know about. West Ham, maybe, for example. And then when you click on the app, it only tells you that. How do we know to push lineups when they come? The push notification, bang, comes straight to your phone, tells you the lineups. The One Football app, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. The link is in the description, and I would highly recommend you all go and check them out. Thank you very much, Stem, for sponsoring. The game is back underway, ladies and gentlemen. It is 0-0. No changes at half-time for West Ham. There was a change for Anderlecht, but I wasn't fully paying attention to what it actually was. But there was a change for Anderlecht. Not that I would recognise the players anyway, but still, that's a thing that exists. Hey, while you're looking at the One Football, why not subscribe to the channel? Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos, because we were the only West Ham channel last season who did watch along every single game without fail. We were here. So, hey, if you want to watch more watch-alongs, if you want to follow the team more, because we do videos all throughout the week, once a day, basically, we're uploading on this channel. And then on top of that, of course, we have this. If you want to find out links to the game, all that's good stuff, then I would recommend you hitting the bell notification while you subscribe. That way you don't miss out on future shows, and then like the video while you're there. We've done really well on the likes, to be honest with you. Just a quick update. We're at 270 right now. So we could very easily hit 300 in this second half, and we'd be doing well with that. We'd be doing well with that. Richard, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good old day. I've changed to blue. Just to see what it looked like. Second half, like I say, no changes. How are we playing? Top line summary, if possible, please. Jamie, you know, we're not doing bad. There's good signs, but it's very much to me a little bit similarly to the last Europa League game. However, a little bit better. Just a little bit better where, you know, we are sort of still struggling a bit to do anything. But when we go forward, you can see the signs. I don't know. It's hard to describe. If anyone else has a better description than that, which you probably all do, then feel free to hit Jamie up. Good to see you, Jamie, by the way. Hope you're well. Anderlecht playing the ball around at the back. I'm trying to see if there has been any formation change. I don't think there has been. I think we're in the same formation we were. So that sort of split striker system with Antonio and Bowen. Ben Rama just behind them, playing a 3/5 at the back. Double pivot in midfield of Downs and Lanzini. That's a good tackle from Downs there, to be fair. And now we can come forward with the ball with Lanzini. Just slows down a little bit. There wasn't really many options for him. He finds Bowen. Lays it off to Ben Rama. Tries a little back heel. Doesn't quite make it. I think they call that progress. Cheers, fellas. I would describe it as better than we have been. So I think that's fair. But also, like, Bowen and Downs. Yeah. Listen, I am nothing if not biased. Also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just in case we need it, I did bring one from the fridge. I did double check and it did exist. Listen, I'm nothing if not biased. Anderlecht playing the ball around. They find that young player who's just come on the left-hand side. Sufal sort of gets a slight touch on the ball, forces him into the corner. He does well to take it past and puts it into a scary area. And Dawson gets his head onto it. And thankfully, it doesn't go out for a corner and he goes through. He went through a confidence there. Apparently, he's 16. Duranville, he went through a confidence. He stepped up to two separate West Ham defenders. I think it was Sufal and I would assume Johnson or Bowen, and he sort of just jumped through them both. Flicks it past, it was Downs. He went down a little bit awkwardly. I don't think Downs, it was a foul, and then he just sort of falls into Sufal. It's no foul, nothing too deep on that one, but a nice little sign of confidence there from the young lad. You know what I mean? If it wasn't against us, you'd love to see it. Unfortunately, it's against us. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Still. Emerson's down emphatically. He got caught in a collision with one of the Anderlecht players, with Arnstad. And he instantly held his calf. He went down and he never got back up. I don't know. He's talking to the ref now. It looks like he might be able to stand up, but just, I don't know. Awkward fall, maybe? Is that what it is? I don't know. We'll see if he's all right. See if he's all right. He sort of controls the ball, takes it one way. He just sort of... I think he'll be okay, but he just looks a little bit in pain. I think he'll be all right. Been roasted more times than Aunt Bessie. I can respect it, Obsidian. I can respect it. I think Lanzini needs to come off for Paqueta, play Paqueta in the number 8 role where he played at Lyon. He was brilliant. Get Skamaka on and trust in Ben Rama. I agree with the Paqueta thing. he can play in a 10 system. He can play 10 in a system where we're more in control of possession. But when we're counter-attacking, ball over the top, ooh, high boot there from Fabio Silva. He went for the sort of emphatic overhead kick, and connects with Johnson. It's an easy high boot situation. Thankfully, Johnson looks like he's going to be completely okay. He was also offside there. I think Paqueta can play in a 10 system when you're in more control of possession, but in a situation where you're not in control of possession. Sorry, that was so difficult for me to say. When you're not in control of possession, like we aren't ever, play him deeper. Play him in that 8 role. Oh, this is a really nice opportunity. Antonio finds Benrahma, hits it, save. Again, a little bit close to the goalkeeper, but another good opportunity for West Ham, just quickly playing it. Those front three. Soufal finds Bowens. Bowen deflects off. Sorry, I'm thinking of Anthony Bowens, the wrestler. Lays it off to Antonio, who first time turns, dinks it across, sort of soft pass across towards Benrahma, and the shot ends up being slightly tamer than you'd want it to be, but good play. Good play. But yes, as I was saying, 8 is where I would like to see him. In a system like this, when we're sort of playing counter-attacking, I would love to see him in that 8 position where you can get him the ball and get him really influencing the game. It's a nice ball down the line for Anderlecht, but Ogbonna does really well. I'll tell you what, Ogbonna's been decent today. Defensively, I think he's been all right. I think there's been a couple of times where they've put him in slightly awkward positions to see what he can do. Just putting it behind and putting it wherever, and he's dealt with them relatively well. Dealt with them relatively well today, Ogbonna. I think he's been having a good game. Ben Johnson just poor there. Strides forward out of defence well, but the pass is awful. He does well to sort of force Anderlecht into awkward positions fighting for it back, but Flynn Downs does well there. Oh, good work, Flynn Downs. You'd love to see it. What I really liked about Flynn Downs there, he wins the ball, he sort of keeps it, and he's trying to lay it off, but he's really trying to progress the ball forward. He's not looking to just play it sideways or backwards. He's not looking for the safe option. He's really trying to get the ball going forward. We have possession of the ball. We're in their half. Lanzini finds Antonio. Benrahma's there. Bowen is there. Can't quite find either of them. Bowen nips in, collects it. Desperate to shoot that one, Jared Bowen. He's desperate to shoot it, and he wins a corner from it. But he was desperate to shoot. The second he got that ball, he had the blinkers on. Nothing but goal was in his eyes. Happy National Scissoring Day. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we were late, but and yes, also Rex, my boy, my beautiful boy. This was a birthday present from my girlfriend years ago. Just because I like you doesn't mean I won't kill you. Not Rex. The boy. The Ultimo boy. I remember when we were good. Those were the days, weren't they, Arthur? The heady days of 2020 and 2021. The first half, specifically. Not the second half. It was a beautiful time. Wonderful days. Heady days, Arthur. Heady days. How are we looking? We're getting better now. Benrahma hits it. The flex is going to be a corner. We're getting better in this half. I think first half we were average. It was what it was. We weren't particularly bad. We were good for a bit, and then we weren't. It was just like, But I think this one we're doing better. This one we're doing better. Another corner here for West Ham. On the right hand side, Antonio's in there. He's holding his shoulder a lot since that original sort of knock in the beginning of the game. You see him just holding his shoulder there. Ball in, gets nodded away way too easily. Again, do you remember when we were good at corners? He's ever since that original weird falling over and he was holding his shoulder. We saw him out of the corner. He was just holding his shoulder the entire time. I wonder if he's injured it. Wouldn't surprise me if we were just playing him through the injury, but the way we do. The young 16-year-old does really well just to win that ball off Bowen. Really well. it wasn't the most exciting half you're ever going to see in your life, Carl. It wasn't bad, to be fair. It was better than some other first halves you've had. Jesus Christ. But it wasn't the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. It wasn't the greatest thing you've ever seen in your life. And if you don't like frustrating misses from Saeed Benrahma, then Jesus Christ, I would highly recommend not going on and looking with that one. Like I say, I've got some praise for Benrahma's performance today, but those 2 misses, woof, woof. I've just realised I'm like just doing this with a baby bell, just flipping it around like it's a coin, and I'm a gangster in a film. You know when they do that thing when they sort of go like gamblers do that. Anderlecht coming forward there. Oh, nice from Fabio Silva, to be fair. Takes it past 2, nutmeg Soufal on the way, and then the shot was emphatically high and wide. But nice little bit of dribbling. Picks it up wide on the left-hand side. Takes it past, I think it's Lanzini and Soufal. The shot was awful at the end of it. We will be playing 4-4-2. My favourite scene in that film. And it makes me cry. Every time I see it, I just cry with laughter. I can't handle it. It's the one, I can't remember what team they're facing. And you know the captain, the insane right back guy who gets sent off all the time. And they like hand over him to like sort of finish a sort of team talk in the dressing room. He just goes, let's fucking kill him, and then just punches a hole in the wall. And I can't deal with that scene. It sends me every single time. Every single time. Free kicks to West Ham, basically on the halfway line. Emerson getting just dragged back there. Referee takes it back for it. Benson there just getting called up by England. Yeah. Put all your baby bells on the table. Oh, listen, baby bells on the table. I think we're gonna win. You know what I mean? Poor passing gives Anderlecht the ball back, and thankfully they rush themselves into winning a West Ham throw. But poor passing there. But Downs does well. Nice. Found Antonio. Pulls Bowen, trying to pull it back for Antonio. All straight into the path of Downs, who's nice first touch into the path of Bowen, who it's good defending from the centre back, but you know. Corner once more on the right hand side. We're back and we're ready to do it all over again. Here comes a corner to the first man. Hit. That might have been even worse. It hit no man. It didn't even go in the area. Well, we got it back though. Similar position. Cross does hit the first man. That time we win a friend. You know, just... Oh, thank you, Christian. It's very kind of you to say. It's because I haven't slept. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know, it seems so long ago now, Glenn, that it's difficult to remember, but there was a time when we were dangerous from set pieces. That time is not now. That time is not now, but there was a time. There was a time, long, long ago. Just my brain wanted to start quoting my booster. We're still trying to work the ball forward here. We're horseshoeing as per usual. Nice pass by Soufal into the path of Benrahma, who sort of thinks it just over everyone, and then hooked away from the Anderlecht defender. A bit of head tennis ensues. Lanzini ends up finding Ogbonna with the feet. You have to see him. It's not a bad point, Nicola, to be fair. The idea, look, he was in form and then you take him out and now he's sort of almost trying to force it a little bit. I think he's getting good opportunities, but he's just not, strike's just not happening, you know? Lanzini out wide, looking for Soufal, pulls it back across. Bowen is there. Bowen hits it. Deflects off someone. Lanzini's there. Maybe an opportunity. Just closes down quickly. Tell you what, good defending from Anderlecht. They just squashed really quickly there. Soufal plays it across. Antonio can't quite his head to it. Back away again. West Ham still have the ball. Bonner. Downs. Lanzini. Soufal again. Puts it in. There's no one even remotely close to that one, but we still keep the ball. There was jeers coming from the Anderlecht crowd who thought they should have stopped play for one of their players who was down on the halfway line, but apparently now they're back up because the jeers have stopped. Passing it around casually now. They're just... That moment of pressure's maybe passed a little bit, but we still have the ball inside their half, to be fair. It's just nowhere near as advanced as we were. There was just one final pass missing from that move, and that could have been a goal, but they defended really well, Anderlecht. They just sort of came together in a big old clump, and there was no real space in and around the 6-yard box at all. Nice back heel from Ben Rama into the path of Emerson, looking to try and get the cross in. It's block, and I don't know if it's a throw-in or a corner. It's one of them. It's one of them. We are. Will we? Nah. Who needs subs? Am I right? Who needs them, mate? Who needs them? I think he's having a good game, Mark. I think Downs is playing well. I'm enjoying it. You know? Defensively, better in the second half as well, I think. I'm enjoying his performance today. Whipped in from Lanzini. I mean, Downs was sort of standing on top of the goalkeeper who claimed it well. I mean, their goalkeeper's been good today, to be fair. He's claimed and punched what he's needed to. He's come out confidently and done well in that sense. You got to respect it when you see it. To be fair, Arthur, it's not like any of them are particularly accurate. He could be on, but, you know, unless he's in the wrong position, he's not going to be getting on the end of them. Still. Oh, my nose is so itchy. I've enjoyed his performance. So the Anderlecht player who was down is coming off now. Ashimeru. And on in his place is Rahman. Or ramen, the food. Pick your joke. I can see us scoring, Stephen, but I wouldn't surprise me if it didn't. Out of the two teams, I think we're more likely to score at this point. In this second half, I think we're more likely to score, although having said that, Anderlecht just took a shot, although it was always rising. It was from far away. It was never going there. Oh my God, my nose is so itchy. So yeah, Stephen, I would say I can see us scoring, but if you told me this ended 0-0, I wouldn't be shocked. But I could see us scoring. It looks like Declan Rice is about to come on. So I hope you've all enjoyed seeing Flynn Downs, because I'm fairly certain he's going to be the one coming off. And I think the commentator just said Paqueta as well. I haven't seen Paqueta. You saw Declan Rice, but it could be Paqueta as well, I think he just said. Emerson strides forward. Can't quite get it. I'd be interested to see if that means we change formation or whether we stick with a formation. Maybe he takes off Ben Rama. Maybe he takes off Lanzini and Downs and he puts Paqueta in the 8 position. That'd be something I'd be very interested in. But again, at this point, we'll see what happens. That's going to be a throw into us in a fairly advanced position. Rahman just dribbling off the pitch. I'm not going to make the subs yet. I've just heard the name Skamaka as well. So Skamaka, so big 3 changes. Good 3 changes from Moyes as well. And not as late as you would expect them. 3 changes, all 3 big names coming on. Maybe making a point of trying to win this game. Fair play. All right, fair enough. Let's see who he takes off. Yellow card there. Gets shown to Lanzini. He might be coming off anyway. Who knows? Just a professional foul from Lanzini. It's just a bit awkward. Just a bit awkward. A little sticky foot out, a little jabby foot out, and see what happened. You know, it was one of those. Awkward pass from Bowen there to Antonio, and it was a little bit overplayed by Anderlecht. They couldn't quite get it in. They maintained possession of the ball inside our half. That 16-year-old Duranville plays it inwards. Silva and then number 10, who have linked up quite well today. We're linking up well again there. Although that's a good ball outward by Downs to Benrahma. He tried to find Antonio, and it would have been a beautiful pass, but it just doesn't quite work. And now Anderlecht roaring as they come forward, looking to try and play the ball in. That Fabio Silva was definitely offside if he got on the end of that as well. I can't lie to you. Can't lie to you. Love that. Just as you see, just as it zooms in on the Anderlecht player who's like, oh, he was well onside. Who was... Sufal was playing him a mile onside. I thought he was super off, but he was off. You just see him being like, Dawson going, no, it's calm. It's calm. Oh, Benrahma rides the challenge nicely. A little bit of miscommunication again between him and Bowen. Rode the challenge well and then tried to lay through Bowen, but Bowen was running in a different direction. Just a little bit of miscommunication there. Johnson does well, finds Lanzini, who was sort of desperate not to pass it forward, but we keep possession of the ball, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. Emerson back to Lanzini. Into Benrahma, sorry, skips over one challenge, tries to lay it out. It's good defending, to be fair, and he stays on top of him, forces him into an awkward position, and Lanzini just sort of stops it well. Emerson, this game's getting a bit dodgy. Okay. There we go. Here come the changes. He rode the challenge there, and it ends up getting pulled back for a foul after a while. First one, it is Benrahma who comes off. Benrahma comes off, and in his place is, I would assume, Paqueta. Yeah, Paqueta coming on. Antonio coming off for Scamacca. And then Lanzini comes off and Rice comes on. So we're going to get a Rice. So it's all straight. It's all straight like for like subs, really. We're getting Rice coming on for Lanzini. So it'll be Rice and Downs in a sort of double pivot. We then have just ahead of them Scamacca, Bowen and Paqueta as the sort of 10 in a role. So we've seen Paqueta play this role previously in Europe in the last game, and it didn't really work out for us. Or for him, so we'll see how that ends up sort of playing out. I like the double pivot of Rice and Downs. That's nice. Again, Downs will not play in the Premier League anyway, so might as well keep him on. Positive changes. All like for like, which I'm not super keen on, but positive changes nevertheless. Ball over the top, headed on from Anderlecht. Silva on the edge of the box. Nice play. Ooh. Again, Ogbonna does really well. I'll tell you what, Ogbonna's playing really well. Rahman tries to G up the crowd there. Ball got played into that position. Fabio Silva just sort of collects it nicely. He's got loads of time and space. We come back from the replay. Shot early. Fabio Silva. One of those ones where it comes back off the... it comes back from the replay, and all of a sudden a chance was happening. Laid short from the corner, played in, and then it was played right into Fabio Silva, who, I tell you what, would have been a brilliant goal if he had managed to convert that one from there, but he just opens up his body and shanks it wide. Not shanks it wide, he just sort of places it wide. But again, Ogbonna, good defending once again from Ogbonna there. Sufal, that was a nice ball to Sufal, looking for Scamacca. I forgot that Scamacca was even on until that second. Let's go. Let's go. Paqueta does well, lays it short to Downs, back to Paqueta. Declan Rice just doesn't control the ball. We managed to work our way out of it, although a bad pass from Emerson. Thankfully, West Ham win it back. Downs does well. Paqueta back to Scamacca. Go on, Downs, hit it. It was never going in, bless. But I'll tell you what, I'll take it. I don't mind sometimes. Sometimes I don't mind. That was one of those situations where I don't mind. You know, it's played in, nice touch from Scamacca, just outside the boot, lays it into Downs. With his weak foot, as it's rising, he hits it down, shanks it wide. It was never going in, but in that scenario, mate, have a pop, see what happens. Have a pop, see what happens. Oh, Fabio Silva comes flying through. He's seen around the back. Oh, Ogbonna could be in trouble. He picks up a yellow. The argument is he probably wasn't last man, and I think that's probably the correct decision, although I'd have to look at the replay again. All of a sudden, Anderlecht came flying through, and Ogbonna was, to be fair, Ogbonna was there again, but it's definitely a foul. I mean, it's definitely 100% a foul. Fabio Silva just flies. He's got the pace on Johnson. He's flying. I think that would be the argument from the referee, is essentially that Johnson's there, so it wasn't really last man. It was just a bit clumsy from Ogbonna. I would say it was a foul, but yellow card as long as you can see it. That was a really good opportunity, and they've got a free kick in an excellent position just outside the area. Morello's standing over it. It's one of those positions where you could maybe make the argument it's a little bit close, although I think it's probably almost the perfect range, maybe a little bit closer than that, but almost the perfect range, slightly off center to the right hand side. They got a right footer and a left footer standing over it. We got the draft excluder underneath. Left footer tries to dink it up and over, and thankfully it goes well over. Thankfully it goes well over. Just over 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Before the subs, I would have said it wouldn't have surprised me if this game finished 0-0, but if a team were more likely to score, I would have said it would have been us. I would have said it was us. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, I don't know how the subs are going to affect us, but certainly Anderlecht is sort of looking a little bit more G'd up there. Yeah, it's an easy elbow. De Croix, I don't know how you pronounce his name, just elbows Downs in the side of the head there. Not on purpose, but it's an easy yellow card. It's an easy yellow card. Alan, good to see you. Hope you're well. So. Definitely a mixed bag. There's been some good signs. There's been some bad signs. And there's been a lot of just... You know? So a mixed bag, Alan, in my opinion. Again, if anyone else wants to give Alan a more in-depth, actually smart, intelligent opinion, feel free. But Alan, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Silkeborg are beating Bucharest 5-0. What? Is that true, Ben? Is this true? Are they playing now? And are they 5-0 up? What's going on? What's going on? Paqueta lays it short. 2 Downs. I've really enjoyed his performance today. Johnson tries to pass it to Soufal. It's just a little bit too high. Soufal just tries to flick it on, and good defending from Craig Dawson at the top, and West Ham maintain possession with just a big Dawson header. You love to see it. Paqueta trying to flick the ball on. Can't quite manage it. We're just completely in control of this game right now. Again, they've just tried to counter-attack and it's just landed straight at the feet of Johnson. Johnson, it's a really nice idea to try and find Soufal. Listen, if anyone's not going to get there, it's probably Soufal. He's not probably going to get on the end of that. He came close, but not quite. We are just completely in control of this game right now. You love to see it. We win a throw-in. Good tackle from Johnson. Paqueta, it's a nice idea, but just not quite got the pace on it. Nice, just lofted ball over the top. Was looking for Skamaka, but can't quite make it. Or Skamaka finds Sufal. I can see why they would call for handball. I don't agree with it, but I can see why they'd call for it. It did probably strike his arm, but Rice lays it out wide to Ogbonna in the Aaron Cresswell position in this back three. Getting dangerously high for Angelo. Instantly passes it backwards. He knows where his bread's button. And it's at the back. Declan Rice just taking the ball forward, carrying it. Paqueta tries to play him back through with a 1-2. Can't quite make it work, but he wins the ball back. We're doing well. We're doing well. Keeping control. We're keeping control. Rahman and Downs with a little bit of afters there. Rahman just trying to stop Downs from playing the ball out. We're doing really well right now. We're completely and utterly in control of this game. Poor pass there. Trying to find Emerson. Can't quite make it through. Paqueta trying to find Emerson. Doesn't quite make it work. I know what you mean, Adrian. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. We're completely in control of this game right now. It's just about making the most of it. I feel like we're just one pass away, you know? Downs just striding into space. There's so much space right now in front of the defence. Geo brought up at half time, but the gap between their defence and midfield is massive. Rice dinks it towards someone. Sufal heads it down. Paqueta finds Skamaka. Good opportunity. Skamaka! Let's go. Let's go. 1-0. Get in there. Gianluca Skamaka gets the goal yet again. Feed him and he will score. Give him the ball and he puts it in. It's like he's a striker, ladies and gentlemen. It's a foreign concept for us at West Ham. And yet now we have one. All you have to do is pass the ball to him in a half-decent area. And he scores 4 goals in 5 matches for Skamaka. Good. Yes. Yes. Sufal nods it down to Paqueta, who just dinks it into the area, into the path of Skamaka, who's got in behind. He's open. He's a mile onside as well. The defender's on the far side, keeping him on. Controls it second time. And I tell you what, there's a minor scuff to it. I'm not going to act like he strikes it as sweetly as he does, say, the goal against Wolves, right? But he controls it, turns around, hits it, bang, it's a goal. You love to see it. West Ham United 1, Anderlecht 0. Not 12, Charlie. That's a bit mad. There we go. Anderlecht 0. We will be taking that all the way to the bank. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's wild. You have a striker. You give him the ball, Alan, and he scores. It's weird how that works. And an assist for Paqueta. Yeah, good point. And an assist for Paqueta as well. Another thing you love to see. Striding forward again. Laid through. Looking for Ben Rama from Paqueta there. Can't quite find it. Paqueta's looking better today. Again, give him in the 12-0. You love to see it. We love to see it. We fought that 5-0 I was just talking about as well. Again, when Paqueta has the ball and he's facing the goal, good things happen. It's when he's got his back to goal when you're asking him to do something that, you know. Whereas you give Paqueta the ball, you put him in a space where he can pick the ball up and he's looking at the goal and he can find options. There's a couple of times there where he just a couple of little through balls here, just looking for it, bang, it happens. Paqueta can take a free kick wide on the right-hand side, whips it in. First man, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's a nice ball from Sufal over the top. Skamaka picks up the ball again. Oh, bro, he's looking good. He just... a little bit of flick just didn't quite work out from there. It's going to be a goal kick. The flick just didn't quite work out from there, but it was always there. Oh, Sufal's in trouble. Booked for moaning? Does he get booked for moaning? Yeah, he's booked for moaning. Booked for moaning. You love to see it. Big Mac boing, bang, bang. I thought it said bong bong. I was like, yeah, I'll go with my bong bong. You love to see it. You love to see it. You know? We take it, hear me out, all day. Let's come back to the attacker. The scarf of God, yes. He didn't hit it as clean as you'd ever like to see a striker hit the ball, but the point is it's in the net, and I'm not going to complain about it. Emerson's striding forward now. He does well to take it past the player. And he wins. I don't know if it's a throw in or a free kick, but he wins something. It's ours, is the point. He did really well there. He collects it on the side of the pitch, and then really nice close control. Takes it around Arnstad really easily. Just continue to keep control of the ball. He did really well there, to be fair. That's really nice stuff from Emerson. That's just, again, that little bit of quality on the ball that Cresswell just doesn't quite have, you know? That little touch, that little roll. You know, Cresswell's really good at some things. Obviously, at this age, it's a slightly different story, but he is very good at some things. But Emerson's just got that little bit of quality on the ball. He doesn't have Soufal playing the ball in. The goalkeeper, who's, to be fair, he's done really well today. Their goalkeeper, he's been really confident in coming out and claiming the ball, punching it when he needs to. But played in there to an awkward position. It's one of those ones where the corridor of uncertainty. Do you come? Do you not? And he ends up going for it, and it's just a slight awkwardness. Almost gets, almost opens up for us there, but he punches it away well. Anderlecht now passing the ball around. This is the first time they've really had any sort of significant possession in a little while. Played into the box. Oh my God, what a save from Areola. Jesus Christ. That is, holy crap. That is brilliant. Like I said, the first really spell of any sort of significant possession they've had in a hot minute. And they play the ball in to a beautiful area, and I think it's Fabio Silva who hits it in the 6-yard box, and that save from Areola is beautiful. That is good. Oh, you love a big... Oh, Paqueta! Yo, you love our different gravy. That was holy moly. Holy moly. Did you see that? Sorry, I might be overhyping it, but the crossfield diag, already exciting enough for me. A beautiful crossfield diag into the path of Paqueta from Declan Rice. And Paqueta just with the little leg round sort of... Oh, I need to see that again. That save, though, by Areola was... I want to see the XG on that. Because my man just stopped a heck of a lot. A heck of a lot. Oh, nice layoff from Skamaka for Rice, who's rampaging forward. Oh, he was looking for Paqueta. The pass wasn't quite there. It was close. It was a really nice idea. Find Paqueta, and all of a sudden he's got a beautiful opportunity to score. Anderlecht now coming forward. We've got to make sure we don't switch off at the back too much. Good defend. Good defender from Vladimir Soufal there. Just closing off that gap that Fabio Silva looked like he had for a moment. Diawara just getting involved in the defensive work again. We're going to see that replay. Look at that. It's played in. Fabio Silva in the 6-yard box headers it. That is an incredible save. It's a really nice header as well from Fabio Silva. I mean, the one criticism you had is maybe you'd want it to be slightly further away from him. But the fact he's heading it down as well, it's in that awkward position. Oh, that control from Paqueta. That control from Paqueta. Sorry, hang on. The save. It's in that really awkward position. You know, like... You know... How do I explain this? Oh, he's got lights on him. I'm scared to move. You know, like here on a goalkeeper... This like awkward area where it's just in a weird position. You have to move in a really awkward way, and he just saves it beautifully. Esposito. Just came off Anderlecht. But that control from Paqueta, bruv, did you see that? bruv. Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be a beautiful thing. That'd be a beautiful thing. Again, we've got to make sure we don't get complacent here, because we just got to make sure we don't do that, because again, they've had a couple of opportunities and the game's opened up a little bit for them, and they've got a corner here. We just need to make sure we don't get complacent. Because obviously this is a situation where a win here does us the world of good. Again, going forward in this competition, we want to get first in the group, and ideally we want to wrap that up as soon as possible, you know, like we did last year. Whipped in, headed away from the corner, good from Skamaka, you love to see it. Fornals, who's now come on, no idea who for, gets his head on that one to get it away. Their goalkeeper inside the centre circle practically. Lofts it forward, Johnson gets his head onto it, Downs heads it forward, looking just for sort of anyone forward. I guess Fornals is on the right hand side, so I guess he came on for Bowen. Listen. For that touch. Ugh. My God. Listen. Ogbonna down Silva. Oh, good work, Craig Dawson. Proper Schalke's off about Suchek. It just gives you an extra area of control. Although having said that, right now Anderlecht are doing really well, and that's what I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to sort of temper myself a little bit and sort of being like, right, let's not get complacent. Let's just make this work. Paqueta fouls the Anderlecht player. It's going to be a free kick in a good position again for Anderlecht. It's one of those ones where, like I'm saying, it's one of those things where we just got to make sure we don't we see this game out. You know, I want to get a second goal. I'd love that. But Anderlecht are putting us under a bit of pressure here. You know, and there is some space. There is a space opening up. I'm not sure why it's opening up, but there is space opening up. Whipped in from a free kick, nodded on. And Declan Rice just runs it out for a corner to Anderlecht. I'm not super keen on the way that's happened, but we move. Like I said, they're in a position here where they are getting opportunities, Anderlecht. Skamaka controls it, and then Rice just tries to play away. Whipped in from Anderlecht. Say whipped in. Just sort of hoofed way over everyone. They've kept it in well, to be fair to them, but... Oh, go on. Who's that? Pablo. I love you, mate, but please, no. Do you know what? Let's just not talk about it. Pablo Fornals just tried to shoot from the halfway line on a volley again for the second game in a row. I'm going to make the assumption that he did it in training recently. And so he's been given the confidence to kind of go for it. That was wild. That was insane. That was completely and utterly insane. I love it. It just second game in a row, he's gone, watch this, have it. You know? Just chaotic maneuvers from Pablo there. Paqueta just nutmegging Morello on the way there. You love to see it. My guy. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm also delirious because I haven't slept, but I'm loving it. Still got to work after this. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't say they've been filthy all night, James, but certainly Diawara, I think is his name. I think that's the midfielder's name. He's basically been told to just go out there and have a pop at people. I'm surprised he hasn't been in more trouble throughout the game because he's been nitty about it, you know. But where are we at? 91 minutes. +4 stoppage time. Start thinking about your man of the matches. We're not going to go for it yet. We'll go for it in we'll go for it in about a minute and a bit. Just keep in mind who you might want to go for. I say keep in mind because obviously I want them all in one go because otherwise I'll miss your votes. But we will be doing that in just a moment. Starting to feel a little bit more comfortable now. Like I say, it's not been the most comfortable. Oh, it's just through again. Sufal, just first time touch. Fornals just chasing it down. Solid passing at the back from them, to be fair. Just keeping it calm. Screw it. I'll ask for it now. Man of the match. Lob them all in chat now. Because I can see a couple of you lobbing them in. And I want to make sure I get all of your man of the matches and read them in one big go. So let me know who you think your man of the match is. And then I'll read them out. Whoever gets the most amount of votes sort of visually from me. It's no science here. It's all vibes. Will win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. Ladies and gentlemen. Moncur, says Jackal. Bold. Bold, my friend. Thank you for coming, Alan. I appreciate you coming. There's a couple of good options. Downs, Dawson. I think Ogbona's had a good game. Obviously, Skamaka gets the goal. I think there's a couple of good options today. There's a couple of good options. I'd be surprised if it wasn't one or two players. I'll say that without meaning to sort of change the result. While you all lob that in, I'll remind you all to subscribe if you haven't already, because we'll be the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch along every single match day without fail. We were here doing a watch along, right? There were even a couple of sketchy ones, and we still managed it. So if you haven't already, subscribe while you're down there. Hit the notification bell. Pop that on so you don't miss out on any future streams, shows. I would love you to be here. On top of all that, why not like the video while you're down there, ladies and gentlemen? We have got... Oh, we hit 300. 327. You love to see it. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. We flew past the 300 mark. Good times. Good times aplenty. And I'll say once more, One Football, mate. One Football. Check them out if you haven't already. A beautiful app that you get on your phone, allows you to follow the things only you're interested in. So if you don't want to hear about Tottenham, you don't have to hear about Tottenham. You can just follow the West Ham on the One Football app, and it'll only tell you about the One Football. It'll only tell you about the West Ham stuff. It's a beautiful thing, and I would recommend you all check it out. Link in the description below. Thank you very much for sponsoring us. Full-time whistle goes, ladies and gentlemen, and it ends West Ham United 1, Anderlecht 0. That's a good result. That's a good result that we will happily take. There was a moment there, like I said, we had to keep it professional. They were opening it up a little bit, scary, and we managed to just play it out and keep that one. A 1-0 win is a really big opportunity from us. An incredible save from Areola keeps it on. So let's just very quickly have a look through man of the matches. Let's see what you say. Ritesh, thank you very much. Appreciate that, bro. What do you do for work? Do you choose your own hours? Yeah, I'm a freelance video producer, freelance video and live stream producer. So I don't really choose my own hours because I just work non-stop. So it's not really choose. In theory, I choose my own hours, Lewis, but in practice, what that means is I work non-stop. Right, let's have a look. Downs, Ogbonna, Downs, Ogbonna, Downs, Areola, Downs, Moncur, Downs. Oh, sorry, Dawson. Love that. Fornals, that shot was beautiful. Downs, Areola, Downs. It's clear to see, it's clear for all to see that although there were some late drives for people like Ogbonna, there was a couple of Areolas, there was a couple of Dawsons in there. Let's be real. Downs just got a yellow. It was Downs. It was Downs. Congratulations for Flynn Downs, ladies and gentlemen, on winning the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. You love to absolutely see it. Thank you once more to Bobby66, Dylan, Eternal Nerd 89, GP and Hughes. Massively appreciate that. And thank you very much, Hughes, right at the end. Massively appreciate it, bro. Thank you for coming as per usual. Always love to see you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll remind you that we are about to go live with our full time review, Geo Gonzo. 2 people who actually know what they're talking about, as opposed to this nonsense. Remember, if you haven't already, to subscribe, come back at the weekend because we've got our watch along happening then. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the review. It's 1-0. It ends. What a time to be alive. Come on, you ones. Bye, everyone. Bye.